Hey man, welcome to another Rowdy Thursday. And that can mean one thing, ladies and gentlemen, and one thing only. It is a brand new episode of A Worthy Addiction.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a show like no other, hosted by me and my rowdy brother, and let me not waste any time introducing him. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the man that the ladies always say, he is just a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, Unworthy, Dynamite Collector.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction. And my co-host, he is the man who says it wasn't me more than Shaggy. Toy Addict 17.
Hello. Thank you for that beautiful intro. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, it's Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, right? Happy Thanksgiving
I hope
to
the turkey
everyone.
was good.
I hope nobody.
Unless you're a hater. If you're a hater, I hope your fucking mashed potatoes were soupy.
What is your like special dish on Thanksgiving, Unworthy? What is
I'm the turkey man.
You're the turkey
I make
guy.
the turkey. Yeah.
You're the turkey
guy. I spend about $100 in material, and I brine my turkey for 5 days before we cook it.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
It's how you keep it. It's how you keep your turkey nice and moist. I know people don't like that word, but that's the best way to describe it.
I love moist. I love that word.
You get we call it Grandpa Jack's 5-gallon turkey. You get a 5-gallon bucket, you put it in the bucket, and then you have it's like beef broth, a whole bottle of Jack Daniels, a whole pot of coffee, apple cider, orange juice. You mix it all together. It's magic.
You're just like fucking Bobby Flay of Syracuse.
I try.
Okay. All right. Well, we usually like season and like do all the stuffing and everything like the night before. And then we let it like the turkey, like we, marinate it, do everything. And then we stick it in the fridge and then we let it sit. And then we like wake up super early. Sometimes we skip turkey and we'll do like chicken or we'll do pork shoulder. Like I love pork shoulder.
Is a good choice. Yeah.
Pork shoulder is good. But like our specialty dish is definitely potato salad. Well, and at least in my home, my kids love potato salad. Like when we get the potatoes, we add eggs, some green peppers, some red peppers, and sometimes I'll cut up. I'll get fancy, throw a little apple in there, sprinkle. Make it look really.
Go.
Yeah, I'm a.
Do you put Adobe seasoning in it, like the Photoshop kind?
Yes, we do Adobe, and then we like there's 3 key ingredients in any Latino home that you should always have. Like it's kind of like medicine, you should always have Vicks. But when it comes to ingredients to like cooking, you should always have adobo, sazon, and sofrito. You should always have those 3. Now, if I come over your house and you're a Latino family,
I have all 3 of those. I'm white and I got all 3 of those.
Good for you. Now, if you're a Latino family and I come over to visit on Thanksgiving and you have not seasoned any of your stuff with any of those 3, that's a disrespect. That's blasphemy. You get cursed.
Staying for dinner.
Oh no, I'm going to McDonald's right after.
Yeah.
But so this is so again, happy Thanksgiving to everyone that's watching, whether you're watching now, whether you're watching on the replay, and we thank you for
the point where we would normally say hello to the chat, but instead, what we're gonna say is it's pre-recorded. But if you look down in the chat, I'm betting Danny and I are there. We'll be chatting with you. We'll all watch this together, and we'll all think it's hilarious. I'll probably throw in some quippy bullshit, and so we don't. And also, this is a perfect opportunity to be trying out the pre-recording because my man over here. He's a good guy and all, but sometimes he gets a little carried away with the chat, and people get confused and our guests start getting sidetracked reading the comments as Danny pops them all up.
I love the chat.
This is a good opportunity.
I love the chat.
Not have a
chat.
Loves
me. I love you, chat. So yeah, we're gonna be hanging out with you guys. But also that's a good segue. If you have not, you could have been anywhere on social media. You could have chose to be with us. On Thanksgiving,
you could have been spending your Thanksgiving with your family, but you're not.
But you're not. You decided to watch us. So with that being said, if you have not hit that like and subscribe, please do so right now, or hit the notification bell for more content, or the alternative, don't.
Fucking don't.
We will be here
Or don't.
We will be here Thursday. Next Thanksgiving, we will be here. But we're very thankful and very grateful for everyone. And we're
pulling double time. That's how good we are. We're pulling double time. We're doing this Monday, and we're gonna be here on Thursday. Yeah, chatting with you guys.
Yeah.
Don't tell us that we don't love you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely not. So I mean, this is a perfect segue to introduce our guests, right? Because we're very thankful, but we can't be thankful without these three, right? Because these guys are phenomenal guys in the community. They host the TPC Top 10 every Wednesday, all right? And they showcase your photos and they show love, but also they're daddies. They're on. They're we can relate to them because they're all dads. Me and Unworthy, we're dads, and they're fucking amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado,
let's bring them in.
The men, the myth, the legends. We have No Chewing.
What's going on, guys?
We have Yimbo Reviews Everything.
What's up?
And we have not just a pretty face.
Pretty boy. Mr. Toy Father in the house.
Our man, Toy Father.
The Toy Daddies in the house. What's going on, fellas?
Nothing, guys. Absolutely nothing. Because we're Toy Daddies.
Nothing is going on.
Hey, man. Thanks for having us on.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Well, we're super. Listen, we are super honored. Hey, man, we are super honored to have you guys on, and we are again. This is a holiday week, and we're very thankful and grateful for just calling you guys friends because you guys are amazing people. You do so many amazing things in the community, and you're just positive fucking guys. And you're the guys that we love to have around. You guys are always positive. So much energy, and we got an opportunity to hang out with you guys during Legion's Con, which we'll talk a little bit about during this episode. But again, so thank you guys for all that you do. Thank you for just being you. Thank you for everything you do for the community. So how are you guys been? What's new? What's going on with you guys? I know you said nothing because we're dads, but like, what's going on in the world of the Toy Daddies? Like, as far as like the community, like, how have you guys been?
Hey, I'll start. No problem.
Yeah, do it up. You are the Toy Father.
It's funny. Like we, during the TPC Top 10, we talk over each other, and yet when we're guests, we're so timid.
Really polite.
I think just we thank you for all that. We really appreciate it. Like, being positive is what we stated we wanted to be. We wanted to be a positive group in the community, make sure people felt welcomed in our community as well. And I tell you, like, sometimes we're not positive, but we do that within like the three of us, like in our circle, making sure that we're supporting each other. And I think that's what makes us work, and that's what's a lot of fun. We just love the support that everyone gives us, and honestly, like you said, we go into every show, but it's really it's the people that watch, the people that participate that make our show a lot of fun.
Yeah
Period.
I know one of the things that I will say about you guys is when I was started in this world of toys and toy photography, you guys were like the main guys that I remember, because I used to watch Toy Talk all the time, and through Toy Talk I was introduced to Yimbo and Yimbo Reviews Everything, and then after that I was introduced to every other show. But you guys were the guys that I knew, and then also I used to always watch What's in the Box. You were that one person.
Yeah.
I was the one guy.
One of the three.
One of the three that always watched it, and again, you guys have always been so supportive. But again, you guys bring so much positive energy to what you guys do as far as like toy photography, the top 10, even individual shows. Like, it's kind of weird that I'm talking more than Toy Father is, because usually Toy Father is the one hosting Toy Talk and he's the guy kind of leading things. So it's a little awkward. So
this is nice.
It's kind of like Toy Father. It's kind of like Dad giving me my toy dad giving me the key to the car. It's like, all right, son,
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of you. We're gonna let you drive.
Hey man.
Hey man.
Hey man, you passed your permit test. Now let's see what you can do.
Thanks, Dad.
Hey, just going back to that, do you guys like? First of all, I remember my first stream with no chewing was unboxing the Sentinel, and he was like, "I don't know what." Like, I've never been live, and I was like, "It's just like having a conversation. That's it."
No, but that was a very technical question. It's like, how do I go live?
You're like, but how do I do it? I'll figure that out. And then when Yimbo was on Toy Talk, I remember like everyone just being like, "Who is this guy? I love his energy. I love what this guy's doing." And that was like the birth of just Yimbo, buys everything. Amazing. Like these two were really made just to like be positive people in the community and show off like just how great the community can be. So
yeah, absolutely. And you guys are definitely a pillar. I want to say you guys are definitely pillars of that example, because despite it all, I know we're all like, again, you guys are dads. We're all dads. We all go through personal stuff in our personal lives. We have to deal with, our kids, we got to do wife time. We got to there's soccer, there's basketball, there's work and all this stuff. But like for you guys to like take that all in and go through all that and still be able to deliver that positivity to the community is amazing to me. And again, you guys are amazing. And I can't thank you guys enough. And I'm not thanking you because it's Thanksgiving. I'm thanking you guys overall because you guys are fucking amazing. And I've always told you guys this. So, no chewing. What's going on, buddy? How you been?
No, that was really sweet. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. No, everything, we stay in contact a lot, but we're at Legion's Con last was it last weekend? Jeez, that was quick. But we posted a bunch of like content that we filmed there. And then on a personal note, my 3D printer arrived right before Legion's Con. So I finally assembled that, and now I'm trying to figure out exactly what to do with it and how to set it up.
Nice.
Right now it's on my floor. I realized my floor is uneven, and I have no table big enough for the sling because I didn't know what millimeters were, so I didn't measure correctly.
Did you print anything?
No, it's on my floor. No, it's uneven.
He's already got a backlog of orders from some prick on Instagram named Unworthy.
Yeah. Unworthy asked where you could make orders. I'm like, I
was like, so how long before I can start placing orders for things that I need?
Pre-order window does not open anytime soon. First, I need to figure out how to turn this thing on.
Well, that's good. That's a good. I mean, what are things now that you have this 3D printer? What are some things that you want to potentially start doing? Like, do you like accessories? Maybe like stuff for a diet. Like, maybe like I don't know. Tell me, like, what? I mean, I don't know anything about 3D printing.
Just so you know, our friend Detour Customs. Also, someone presently on, he and I have been talking, throughout the week, materials, and like he bought some today or yesterday that this metallic blue, purple, whatever kind of silk material. And he's some stands, but I'm thinking space, like cosmic accessories. Like I want to build, like print out like a space door and some, cool crates and whatnot.
That's awesome, man. Now, I from what I know,
everyone Worthy wants me to print out. I'm sure
I got a list. It grows by the minute. I keep on jotting it down.
I thought about you today. I thought about one of our conversations about Green Lantern and not having enough accessories. They make green, like translucent PLA material.
Look at that.
So we could make that happen very quickly.
Yeah.
Like all the Green Lantern constructs.
Of all the stuff that I had on the list, I didn't have anything Green Lantern related until you just said you were thinking about doing a space store. And I said, well, shit, I guarantee there's going to be Green Lantern stuff.
That's right. It's a Green Lantern space store construct, a Green Lantern space crate construct.
Hell yeah.
Mess around. It's a chair, it's a table. It's Green Lantern.
And for the little kitty Green Lanterns, we got to have little tiny translucent constructs of Matchbox cars for them to be driving around. So,
maybe a little possibilities for the holidays.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see your journey into 3D printing. Like it's crazy how we start off like with one thing and then it leads to another thing and then it leads to something else, right? So like just to kind of like I can't wait to see where you start. all the mistakes because I know there are going to be many of them.
There's already a few.
There was already miss up, but then eventually you're going to be like,
one of the plugs was underneath like the support pole. I didn't see it. I'm like, why is
this guy's going to have his own table at like a con one day. He's going to be selling. He's going to be selling out a bunch of Green Lantern accessories.
Also, I'm only going to make accessories, and I'll be like,
all to me. All to me before the con opens. The doors are going to open and Chewie's table's going to be empty already. And I'll be like, what are you looking at me?
Everything. And then I'll sign Yimbo to watch the table, and I'll walk around the con.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. It works. Well, speaking of Yimbo, again, you got your own show. Yimbo reviews everything. That's been going strong. A lot of amazing guests. I tune in every Sunday. And again, consistent positivity, consistent energy. I feed off that energy. There's times when I'm home and I'm like ready to choke everybody, and I'm like, what would Yimbo do in this situation? What would that's that? And there are times where I'm like, that would make a nice bumper sticker. What would Yimbo do? And I have that face. I'm like, that'd be perfect.
I'm gonna print out some bracelets.
So like, perfect. Yimbo, I know you're a very busy guy. And one of the things that I love about you, not just your positive energy, is like how one of the things that always strikes me, and even like I've even had people that watch shows like, and they say, oh, I love that he says that, where you say, well, I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna give wifey some time and stuff like. They love to hear that. Not to say that we all don't do. They love to hear stuff like that. So like, what is it? So like, how are you been? Like, what's new with you? Like, as far as like toys, and I mean, it's like it's kind of odd because it's like we talk to each other occasionally here and there, and like, so it's like, is there anything new that I don't know of that's going on with Yimbo right now?
No, I mean, yeah, just like we were saying with Chewy, it's like we're constantly, I think, pushing each other. We push ourselves. I see that with you guys and your show and everything that you guys do. Like, we want to do, we just want to keep getting better, and that's always been just my mentality, just about all things, whether it's streaming, teaching, being a dad, being a husband. I just try, and like I said, I like to remind myself too that like on those days that we stumble, give ourselves some grace, but that's all we can do as people, and that's what I like to share that message, because I think that there's just like, we know it's the yin and yang of life, right? Like there's people that use the internet to prey on our fears and anxieties and angers and everything. And I wanted to, when I got into this, again, thanks to Toy Talk, shout out Chris, because I was still like, gave me the confidence to do, be here right now doing this with all of you guys. But yeah, like when I was like, yeah, I'm going to go for it, I want to point something that my kids can look at and say, Dad tried to make it better. Whether it's life, whether it's just a day for just sharing a smile, but I wanted to be able to be that for the people in my immediate life around me, but then also for everybody that I've been able to meet in our awesome community. So
and that's a good.
I don't know if anybody has told you this lately, but all that trying you're doing is paying off. It is working. You're doing a great job.
You already have it, man. You already had it. You have it in you. You just had to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys.
I love how this kind of turns into another episode of Trips, Chips, and therapy.
Right? Therapy. Where the hell the chips at? I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point. It's a really good point that you made, Yimbo, as far as like your kids, right? Because your kids see what you do. Like my kids, like I have like very few that think what I do it's cool. Like I have like my daughter. It's funny because like when me and Unworthy are starting the show and we're running late, she'll come out the room and she'll start doing it's 9 o'clock. Like you haven't started. I was like, your ass should be in bed. What are you talking about? She didn't even be watching this. So it's funny
she pokes her head in on his camera and goes like, "What are you doing? How come you haven't started?" And I said, "I've been waiting for this guy."
Unworthy, what are you doing? What are we doing here?
My daughter,
this was like, it's a lot of dead air. You gotta talk more.
My daughter jumped into my seat today and said, "Hi guys, I'm Toy Father. Look at this."
She needs better coaching. If she didn't start off with "Hey man," then she's not doing it right.
Hey man.
Hey man.
No, absolutely. But
so the ongoing joke is that Toy Addict kept on saying, kept on imitating me and said, "Hey man," and then he would like go, like, "Hey man." I'm like, I never did the guns. I'm just saying.
Well, here's kind of the story here.
I think you might have.
I think I have to say this. So the story is this: that me and we did an episode of Toy Talk, and me and Unworthy were up, and then after the show we were talking, and like me and Unworthy were talking about how sometimes we feel kind of like we don't want to cross lines and make people, and then Toy Father was like, hey man, and then he did his hair like he swooped his hair to the side. It was like, hey man, listen here, man. I don't, I'm not just a pretty boy, all right?
No, wait, hold on.
He's like, I get down.
No.
I'm like,
hold on,
all right.
That wasn't on a stream. That was at Legion's Con.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I was too.
Well, it happened at Legion's Con too. Yeah.
No, it happened.
Well, we were streaming that night.
Well,
True.
Danny and I were at the pub at the hotel, and Danny and I think we were talking to Detour and Jay Shot. There was a group of us all kind of hanging around talking, and Toy Father walked in and like beelined past us, went to the bar, and then on his way back, he just like kind of walked right past us, but then he stopped and he stuck his finger out and he poked Danny and he goes, "Hey man, I'm not just some pretty boy."
I did say that,
and then not another word, walked away. And I turned to Danny and I go, "What was that all about?" And he goes, "I don't know, but he's not just a pretty boy."
He did laugh. I don't know why I said that.
I was freaking hilarious. Like they says, I think it's the poke. The poke was like, "Hey man, I'm not just a pretty boy." And then Worthy gives me this look like, "Hey dude, what's up with that?" I was like, "I don't know. He's just not a pretty boy." It was great. But you guys,
great memories, guys. Great memories.
Yes. Listen, and just besides Toy Talk, because me and No Chewin and Toy Father, we're on Toy Talk, and Yimbo has his show on Sundays. Besides that, you guys are you guys are getting up there to your year, right? Of TPC, right? It's getting close to your year. So like, how does that feel like to know that you guys? I mean, you guys have done the Toy Daddies thing, right? Because in the beginning it was Toy Father and Yimbo, and then No Chewin came along, so you guys all became. You guys meshed well, by the way. You guys are perfect. It's like having Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Evans as those characters. It's like if you change if you change those characters, I'm not watching this anymore. Like you can never replace the Toy Daddy. There can never be another a rebooted Toy Daddy guys. It can never be. So like with you guys, like how does that feel to know that like it's been a year already, right? And you guys embarked on this journey together to showcase photos, but also to like just do what you guys do best, and it's just like be who you guys are, right? Because you guys are definitely the I don't want to say the OGs because it's kind of like, but you guys are definitely like I at least in our opinion, right? I mean, you guys are definitely pillars in the community. People know you, people vibe with you guys, and I know I'm giving you too much, but that's just me, right? And nobody can ever take that away from me.
I like the idea that Chris is the tree of life Loki, sprouting off all these different shows. Like Toy Talk to Yimbo to Toy Daddies to Unworthy Addictions. Like just keep spreading.
He just spreads everywhere. He's just all over the toy multiverse.
But as Yimbo was saying, like it's all about like lifting everyone up, right? Like making sure that Danny, you have it, man. Like the reason why I invited you to Toy Talk was that you are able to like hold the conversation and move the show along, and like that is what's like great about you. Yimbo has the energy, has the freaking host power, is able to bring people in, able to be infectious,
beautiful beard
with his positive.
No Shade November, baby.
No Chewing knows everything about everything and is able to put in like little quips and knowledge just about anything, and is able to like hold the conversation down. Unworthy, able to host and drink beers, and that's it. no, Unworthy.
That's all he needs.
That's all I gotta do.
You know what?
Unworthy is like genuine and draws people in and like creates this great just welcoming feeling whenever you come on, whenever you're talking to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was my interview process when I was looking for.
I think my wife would disagree, but she's not in here.
We're all different in our personal lives.
When we started this show, I looked at Unworthy. I was like, I didn't ask him anything else. I was like, "Do you drink?" He said, "Yeah." All right, we're gonna start a show.
It was like the scene in Step Brothers, like, you have to call me Toy Addict 17. I was like, you have to call me Unworthy Collector.
Did we just become friends?
Yup.
And that's one thing that is really noticeable on your show, and especially in real life, is that the friendship between you two is like brothers. You're just like banter back and forth. I mean, in that little like 6 seconds I got caught of you guys dancing down the hallway, it really depicts your relationship right
It's
there.
memorable.
So good.
Memorable.
Well, it's
I
like
feel bad for. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm with you. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna compliment the two of you guys too, because just because it's a compliment fest. But guys, like, I mean, at Legion's Con, I wanted to like start pinching your nipples because you just bring out that like silly like side, like. But that's who you guys are. Like, you're so genuine, and you bring the fun and and it was like that little like, oh, I have it.
So genuine. I want to pitch your limo.
Well, listen,
listen,
Yimbo.
Right,
if
we bring out the
anybody-
inner frat boy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I guess that's what it is. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna tell you now, Yimbo. If there's anybody I would want to pinch my nipples, it's you, buddy.
I'd be
Nobody else.
But I was like, oh,
I would not press charges.
It's consensual. Yimbo asks
consensual.
first.
Oh, man. So,
As a matter of fact, if the next time that we're together, if you don't pinch my nipples, I'm just going to be walking up to you and be like, hey,
like, why are you
how's it
pressing
going?
on me? Why are you putting your chest on me, sir? It's like, and then Toy Father will come and poke you in the chest. Hey man,
hey man,
I'm not.
Hey man, I want to pinch.
Hey man, pinch this man's nipple, man.
So
God,
I kind of took the time to write down who you guys remind me of in the entertainment world, where there's movies.
Oh boy,
so
this is off script. I don't know about this.
Yeah. Well, that's the point of Unworthy Addiction. I kind of like just go off script. So I just took some characters from movies or TV, mainly movies, or music too, because there's music in here. And I kind of just said, hey, these are who you guys are to me. All right. So I'm gonna start with Toy Father. Toy Father, you are Yoda to me. You are Yoda. You are just a wise man. The force is with you, Toy Addict. You're Yoda. That was like the worst Yoda voice ever.
that was good.
So if I couldn't think of anything, I mean, it was either that or like something else. But you trust me, you want this one. You don't want that other one.
Yeah. Trust me, you don't want to hear what the other one was, and I didn't even know what it was.
But you definitely like a Yoda. You're definitely the Yoda
thanks,
to me in my world, in my toy multiverse. You are my Yoda. All right. No chewing. You are Justin Timberlake to me. I am the 15-year-old girl in high school, and I have a no chewing poster on my wall. And I'm like, yeah, bye.
I love it. Didn't age properly this last month, but I love it.
Yeah.
This will not go to his head.
No, it won't. And then last but not least, Yimbo. Yimbo is definitely the Captain America in my multiverse. He is the Captain America. He is
America's ass.
That's right. A good ass at that.
So, like when you were saying we were like, if we were MCU, I was saying Yimbo is Captain America, No Chewing is Tony Stark, and I'm Chris Hemsworth.
Clearly,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The physique, it's uncanny.
I almost went with Toy Father. You're Black Widow. I almost went with that, but I was like, I don't know.
All right, I'll take Black Widow.
You know what? Instantly gave this some thought too. As you were talking about this, I instantly thought of Chris as Uncle Ben. Imparting like wise wisdom, starting.
Oh no, but he dies. We don't want that.
Well, I don't sound. It's not 100% match for match, but.
Hey,
well, it's funny.
I'll take Yoda and I'll take Uncle Ben. I appreciate
funny story about this. I was writing this down, right? And I was earlier when my kids were at school. I met up with a buddy, so I was writing this stuff down. And he's like, "What are you writing?" And he's like, "Why are you like matching names with like characters?"
I'm writing limericks about my dad.
These are my daddies. I gotta match them up to the ones that fit. So those are the ones that fit perfectly. So Yoda, Toy Father, wise. You know, I've always been wise. You're like, oh, Toy Addict, whatever.
It's like you've never seen the movies.
It is. It's
I'm not a Star Wars fan. If anything could like snitch on me, like if I could snitch myself, I'm no Star Wars fan.
It's almost as if you watch Empire Strikes Back with the subtitles on and no volume.
or just watch like clips of the Revenge of the Sith, and that was it. Because I didn't watch any of those.
Just whatever TikTok wanted to show you.
Oh man, and then no chewing. So I always say Justin Timberlake because I always make that comment. I was like, if they were in sync, no chewing would be Justin Timberlake because I feel like no chewing is going to be the guy to make the movies. He's going to be the guy making the voiceovers. He's doing fucking 3D printing. He's expanding. So you know what I'm saying. And then Yimbo Captain America because he's just that front man who's just like
he's good.
He's always good. Like he's so freaking
right?
good. Like sometimes it's like again, what would Yimbo do? Like if you're watching this replay or actually watching this on Thursday, when you're about to do something bad, just think of what Yimbo would do.
What would Yimbo do?
It
gets me out of a lot of trouble. Like there's times when people be testing me at work, and I'm like, "What would Yimbo do?" And I immediately, I bet he wouldn't headbutt this person. I bet he wouldn't.
Yeah. Although, as you, since people are going to be watching this essentially on Thanksgiving, they have Black Friday ahead of them, they have Cyber Monday ahead of them. Mm-hmm. Yimbo would buy everything. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, but he would think about it before he did.
And then he would review everything right after.
Absolutely.
Well, hey man. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. I actually did the same thing. And thought about you and Unworthy. And actually you guys were like kind of a you guys came together, so it wasn't like
package deal.
Package deal, right? So really what the both of you really remind me of Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg and the other guys.
Yes.
Wait, who's Mark Wahlberg and who's Will Ferrell?
Well, obviously I'm Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, obviously Unworthy's Mark Wahlberg.
Get his bitches better be wearing their jimmies.
Well, that means that's not a bad second place. You're Gator. Gator don't play that shit.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say like Laverne and Shirley or something like that.
Laverne and Shirley works too. Laverne and Shirley. Oh, that's a really good one.
Or Perfect Stranger. What were the characters' names in Perfect
Stranger? Yes. Yeah. I was thinking about that before we came on, just how we should mention Perfect Strangers somehow. Because both of you remind me of that.
Beautiful mind right there.
I did a promo.
Yes, that's what it was, right?
Yeah. I did Perfect Strangers. I definitely did.
The Dance of Joy. Yeah.
So there you go.
I instantly think of Jay and Silent Bob based on that last weekend.
Oh, that was perfect too.
That could work.
Which was also very fitting because just like Jay and Silent Bob, I couldn't keep my mouth shut, and Danny didn't really say a whole lot.
I didn't say much. I get really quiet.
I was speaking for the both of us.
A big smile and personality. Everyone saw you, but every time I saw you, just like strutting by, like, hey, that's it.
He was winking at people. He'd be walking by with that swagger, and he'd wink at people.
Danny does have a swagger.
Listen, funny moment at Legion's Con. I was laying down on the floor because my legs were hurting, and I was like slouched down, and I was like, "Help, help!" And I was only playing, and this lady, and nobody heard me. Everybody's standing in the front, everybody's talking, but they know like, "Oh, Danny's being an a-hole," so let him be. So, but then this lady walks away. She's like, "Do you need help, sir?" And I'm like, "No, I was just playing. I'm just joking."
Do you really need help?
Do you really? Sure, you really? I was like, "I really don't need help. No, I was just playing." So that was definitely a funny moment.
I put my arm around him. I was like, "He doesn't need help. Tell her you don't need help."
Danny, that must have been the same woman that passed Yimbo while he was hugging, I believe it was Dante from Infinity Equation on the floor. And if anyone in the chat knows when Yimbo gives a hug, he like steps back and then he runs at them and gives this big hug. Yimbo hug is like notorious. It's like such a great hug.
Well, now he did into a battle cry.
So he did it, lifted Dante up, and they were like, "Ah!" And then the same woman that must have went up to you for help said, "Oh my gosh."
Probably. Yeah, you know what? That's interesting. I don't know. But definitely, if you're watching this, you ever go to any other cons, you don't listen. You could, if you forget anything at any con that you go to when we're there, never forget to leave without a hug from Yimbo, because Yimbo's hugs are like that's all you need. You can literally get a hug, drive an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, go to the con, get a hug, and then go right back home. You don't need anything else.
that is your exclusive, a Yimbo hug.
That's it. There you go.
That's all. Yeah, Yimbo hug is the exclusive.
Yimbo and Detour give the best hugs.
This
Yimbo
is a perfect
and listen, I was fortunate enough to be in the middle of a Yimbo and Detour sandwich.
Oh, no way!
Like,
really?
I was. Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I was the Oreo filling. I was the filling in a hug sandwich from Detour and Yimbo. Because Simon Tulsi was like, do you think if those two guys hugged you at the same time, like they suck your energy out and that's how they stay so youthful? Or do you think you get more energy? And I go, you know what? I don't know, but I'm going to go find out.
It's a transference, damn it.
Detour and Yimbo were talking and I was like, hey guys, I'm sorry. Hey man, I don't mean to interrupt you or anything. But Simon over here, he thinks that you guys are going to kill me with your hug, and I think I'm going to get more life. So can we get this in? And I'm telling you what, before the hug, like my shoulder was sore, my knee was sore, like I've got bad back energy, and like when that hug hit, like I was ready to run. I was ready to run laps around that hotel. I was like, it was better. I'm spry. I don't even need an airplane back to Syracuse. I'll just run. I'll just run from here to Syracuse right now.
It's better than one of those like midnight, like 2 a.m. shows where they try to sell you like healing water. You know who needs a healing water when you have Detour and Yimbo hugging you? Who the hell needs that? Right. We should have did a commercial. And as he's doing that, I'm sitting next to I forgot if it was Simon Tosin, and they're like, how do you let him do that to you? Like, why do you allow him to do that? I was like, he still loves me. Even if he hugs other men, it's fine. It's okay. So I call that hug.
Detour and Yimbo's name be?
I would call that hug a detour. Detours everything.
Detours everything.
Detours everything hug.
That's good.
All right. But this perfect segue. Legion's Con. We all got together at Legion's Con. We all got this was Unworthy Collector's first time meeting me in person, but also meeting you guys in person.
Was it your first con too?
It was my first con, period. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So you
killed it for the record, Kev.
Yeah,
that's another. You totally killed it. I would my first toy show. So nervous. Like, oh, hey, Lago. Hey, guys. How's it going? There's George. Hi. And now look where I am. So, Kev, that's what I'm saying. Like, you were already hitting the ground running, man. That was awesome.
You went to a really, really good one. Like, the bar's set. Anything below it, you're going to be a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I get wicked anxiety in big groups of people, like especially strangers. Like I don't function well around strangers. So like it was the perfect place to try it out, because I first time meeting you guys in person, but like I've known Danny now for 3+ years, working on at least. Like never met in person, but it was like having I knew
known each other for a year, married for almost 3.
And same with you three guys. Like I've talked to you guys plenty, so like I didn't have any reservations of like they're going to be different in person than they are. Like I didn't have none of those feelings. So there was times walking around where it was super crowded, and especially like when Danny and I started doing that dual live stream where on IG we were walking around. He was walking behind me. Like there was a time I got in between a whole crowd of people, and like you could see me on the live. I was like, I don't know where Danny went, and then I'm looking at my screen, and he's videoing me as he's on my screen, and I was like, oh, okay. Turn around. It was cool.
Some of the best moments was when I just turned around and then I see Danny trying to put on this belt, and you're putting on the wrestling belt, and then Unworthy's like taking a video. Oh my god, these guys are fine. These guys are fine.
Yeah, it's kind of like when we go out dress shopping. When I want to like show him that I look pretty in this dress. And he's like, it looks nice on you, honey. Yeah, and I'm like, thank you. I know.
I was like, I was like, maybe try blue. Blue's a little bit more your color.
Try it on the waist now. Try it on the waist.
Yeah, right. I mean, definitely. Yeah, I agree. It was like I said earlier, like it was definitely when Unworthy came on the car, hopped in the car. It was like us just kind of getting the ball rolling, and and like we were excited. Like, I mean, I again, to me, every experience that I have to meet everybody and just see everybody, it's always like a new experience for me. Like, I've had privileges of hanging out with Yimbo. Like, I remember when we went to New York Comic. I always say the story. I had my friend, and like we always go to New York Comic Con. And then when Yimbo was there, I was like, all right, bye. And then me and Yimbo hung up like the whole time. And I was like it was fun. He made my whole Thursday. So like definitely it was a lot of fun. Like I mean, I think I want to say Unworthy, we kind of were like, we weren't there for the toys. We were really there just to kind of like,
I mean, I surely wasn't. I surely wasn't there for the toys. I mean, I went to Legions Con where that's all they're selling. Well, not all they're selling, but they're selling Legions and Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions. I didn't buy anything. The whole time I was there. I got gifted a Spearow from my wife. Nice. Very nice of him. But I didn't buy anything. I didn't go, and I honestly I didn't even think anything about going until Danny was talking about Legions Con's coming up, and then I was on Toy Talk, and Chris was like, "Oh, we're all going to Legions Con." I was like, I was on Google that night, bought the ticket. So I definitely wasn't going. I wasn't going for the toys.
I'm so glad you did. That like you said, like I don't think like we like the toys. I wouldn't say we're like diehard fans.
Oh yeah.
But we were definitely there, and we had talked about it, like just to meet people and hang out with people, and even just the three of us just hanging out all together. And then it was just, and I said this before we started the show, it was awesome when the five of us were together. It was just so much fun.
Yeah.
That first night in the pub, and
the first night,
and then subsequently, like throughout the whole, like even Saturday night was a lot of fun, just hanging out and you guys doing your interviews. And Unworthy, I wouldn't have guessed that you had anxiety in like big crowds, because I honestly, it was just such a freaking pleasure hanging out with you. And then Danny, like it's always fun hanging out with you. You're always you're like the guy that always comforts everyone, like comes around, cracks the jokes, makes everyone feel comfortable. It was just, again, I told my wife the other day, I was like, I had so much fun at Legions Con, and like she's like, what'd you get? And I was like, I got this and that, but it wasn't about like getting toys. It was about this.
Got big ass Galactus.
Yeah, she got
I got scared. I got scared there when you said, I was talking to my wife, and she's like, for God's sake, can you stop fucking talking about Danny already?
See, I got jealous. I was like, wait, why aren't you talking about me? I was with you for like 48 hours.
And I hung out with No Showing for most of it.
Well, I think I always say one of the highlights always, because again, to me, those experiences that we get, like just to hang out, because I think the last time we actually all got to hang out was at the Toy Con. We all got to hang out. And I think the experience for me is always new. Like it's always new, and it's always like what memory, what like specific memory am I going to take out of this whole event? Because honestly, my plan was to buy the tickets, go Saturday, and go back home. Like that was my plan. But the minute I heard, and I've been trying to get this guy right here to go like convention. I was trying to get him to New York Comic Con with me. I'm like, come to a horror convention with me. We'll hang out. And I'm like, if I see that you're getting anxious, I'll hold your hand. You can squeeze my hand. We'll do like little things like just relax.
And he did. He followed through.
No,
I followed through on that. He followed through. There was one time that it got real crowded on Saturday, and he walked up and he put his arm around me. And he goes, actually, I don't know if I should say this. Yeah, fuck it, I'm going to say. He goes, hey, beautiful, why don't you click your heels together and go back to Africa? I was like, all right, I feel a lot better now.
No, definitely. But I've been trying to get him to go. So honestly, the thing that I take away, and this is going to be a question for all you guys. One of the things that I took away from those 2 days of being out there was just kind of like, my biggest thing was us in the lobby, like just all of us hanging out, coloring customizing, Laser Man and Shit Stopper and like eating beef jerky, joking, laughing, meeting new people, just talking to people and just having great conversation. Conversation that honestly, because like I said earlier on the show, we all have lives. You know what I'm saying? This is not a job. This is not a job for me at all. This has always been fun for me. So anytime that I get opportunities to kind of just like talk, and it's crazy because we don't talk toys, we talk everything else but toys. So all our conversations. So that's one of the things that I kind of take away from that weekend. That was the highlight of my weekend. The fact that we were all in that lobby, we were all laughing, we were all like having drinks, and it didn't feel like New Haven. It didn't feel like I'm drinking. I should have brought my bulletproof vest because the shit's about to pop off. It didn't feel like that. It felt like, you know what? I feel safe. I'm in a safe space. And if anything goes wrong, the Toy Daddies are here and we're good. So it was great. So kind of just going around, what is one thing that was what was the highlight of ToyCon? Not ToyCon, Legion's Con for you. ToyCon is coming up soon, but Legion's Con. What was like the thing you took away from that day? What was the highlight for you? Anybody?
I'll just say it was just the feeling of meeting up with all these people, you guys include, on that first night in the bar, and people just kept. First, we went into that bar looking for you two, and then people just kept pouring in like every like 20 minutes. It's like someone that we had talked to for the past couple of years, and it was just like it was a lot of energy. And I remember when I checked in, the woman at the front desk, I asked, like, she was talking about the pubs, like, all right, she's like, food until 11, then they'll probably stay open for another half hour after that. It depends on how many people or how busy it is. And really? I left the pub at like 1:30 and it was still going. I was like, wow, she was way off.
And for the record, when we like FaceTime you guys, I was convinced you were in a different bar. Like, it was like they're not here.
In a different hotel.
Yeah, they're in a different hotel. They're in a different place.
Like, we're right behind you.
Yeah, and then we saw you like tucked in the corner.
Yes.
Yeah, because I couldn't hear anything at all. Like on the conversation on the phone. So I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. But then I saw a hat. I saw a hat that I had just seen. I seen it cross your path. I was like, oh, we're in the same place. They're here somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. I think my favorite, the best thing that happened, aside from meeting everybody, I don't want to sound like a broken record because meeting everybody was awesome. But I think the coolest thing that happened was we were all hanging out in the lobby. We're painting Laser Man figures. We're all having a great time. And then up strolls this person with a McDonald's bucket. A McDonald's Happy Meal bucket. We had this guy with some more Laser Man figures, so cool. All out, and we're all taking pictures and we're signing it and painting it. And up strolls this guy with a McDonald's Happy Meal bucket in his hand, like it was the ghost Happy Meal bucket, and he walks right up to Chris and I. We're standing at the table, taking pictures of the Laser Man figures, and this guy walks up and he's got his bucket in his hand. And he goes, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
He's like,
then he takes his
"What's going on here?"
And he takes a sip out of it, and Chris and I kind of like had this moment where we like looked at each other and then looked at him, and then we looked at the Laser Mans, and then we go, "Well, we're just painting some action figures." Then I leaned over and I looked in his bucket and it was full of liquid, and I go, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, this is just White Russian. The cup wasn't big enough. I had to keep going back to the room, so I just put it in there."
Go ahead, finish.
I turned to Chris and I was like, and he's asking us what we're doing, like we're the crazy ones.
And then Worley's like, "Does it taste like chicken nuggets?"
I don't know who was there. And that heard me, but like, I think it was Simon Toast who was there. Somebody heard me say, "Does he have vomit? Is that vomit inside his bucket?" Yeah. I said, "Is that vomit?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that was strange. That was a strange meetup.
It was a strange moment, especially when you consider that it was mid-November and it was a Halloween bucket. So
Yeah.
clearly, it was like something he found.
I
in
was
his
all
car.
I was all for it. I was all for it. I was like, sold.
Yeah.
It was a happy
And
meal.
well, yeah,
it was a happy
when
meal.
he explained
I know, but
what
it's
it was, I was like,
Halloween.
that is
Yeah, yeah.
smart. That is
Yeah.
pretty smart.
Yeah, no refills.
gotta-
Yeah,
I could make a hell of a Jack and Coke in that thing.
Seriously, that's the
That's
next
true.
plan.
Next year.
Absolutely.
well, since you're all sharing kind of the same moment, like I totally agree with Danny and like Unworthy. That Saturday night where it was like we're all just chilling. I think we got there at like 4:30. We, Yimbo had taken us to a really amazing pizza place, and then we're all just hanging out, like passing these Iron Man figures to customize as Laserman. And people were like taking it so seriously. We had all these beers and White Claws out.
Really serious.
Yeah, and we're just hanging out, drinking, like, and just I was going from conversation to conversation and talking to different people. That was like what was so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
I love just, and even just like the interviews that you did on, we're like, Unworthy, you got to do their interviews. Here, let me get my mics. You're gonna do them, and you just pulled people. Like,
oh my god, you playing with the gimbal was the funniest thing. I was like, what was he doing? It just like kept turning.
Yeah, it was like turning this way.
I could not figure that thing out.
How do you do
It's
this?
hard.
Just don't move after you see your.
I reined it in. I reined it in after I was like watching back through all the interviews I did, and I was like, I feel like an asshole because No Chewing's the only one that I'm like, I could not get that damn thing to stay straight.
That was funny when it was like this and No Chewing was talking. It was like
You
like
pixelated
blurred
somebody in the back.
Yeah, you blurred that person out.
That cracked me
But,
up.
but that Saturday night was exactly what I wanted from Legion's Con. Like, it wasn't about the toys. It wasn't about like, buying anything. It was about hanging out with everyone there. And I'm not just saying this Unworthy. Like, I knew Danny was going, Yimbo, No Chewing. We all knew we were going, but the fact that you were going was icing on the cake. And just we're like, this is awesome. Unworthy's going? Absolutely. We're going. Yeah. So,
big.
So true. It was awesome. Unworthy. I did not expect you to go. Like,
I almost kept that a
week or
secret
two before, but
I almost kept it a secret. I almost told him. I told Unworthy not to say he was going.
He was trying to tell
him.
He kept telling me, "Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell me we're just gonna show up." And I was like, well, why? Why are we doing that? I want to tell everybody I'm going.
Yeah, Danny, if we stuck to your plan, he wouldn't have gotten an Omni-Man or a Get Laced tee.
That's true, too.
That's right.
That's true. Right.
Well, it all worked out. But I mean, I'm happy that, again, even me, like, just talking to him every day, to me was like, when he said, hey, I bought my plane ticket, I'm like, oh my God, he really, and then he showed me, I'm like, he's serious. He wants to come somewhere. It's like, it's all right. So now I'm like motivated for like other cons. I was like, hey, I got this con coming up. You want to come and hang out with me? So I know it'll happen. But
well, how about you, Yimbo? What was your best takeaway?
Actually, Yimbo, thank you for showing us around.
Yes,
you kept doing it.
Yimbo was a great host, showing us around where he was. Like, this is where I hung out after I got out of college. Like, check out this place. It was a lovely town, a very lovely town.
Of what college Yimbo looked like, I just assumed it was always like mesh shorts, a tank top, and like a 12-pack of Natty Ice.
He was.
And a pair of Crocs.
Yes.
And a pair of Crocs.
No, it was not Crocs. What's the other
with
one?
Spider-Man.
Birkenstocks.
Spider-Man giblets on them.
Birkenstocks works too. Birkenstock works too.
Well, you guys got to hit a lot of the obviously the great stuff, the great like specific moments. I mean, there were a lot. Oh, it was just so good. I think to me the coolest thing, and again that like Kevin kind of encapsulates, is the fact that we had been talking, like about going, and then each week, like with our show, like on doing the TPC thing, like we're hearing more people in the chat. Hey, guess what? We're gonna be going. Oh, I'm gonna be going. Like that was the coolest thing, to actually have this thing being talked about, and then again, so many friends coming out and be like, "Screw it, we're going!" Like we ran into so many people, and it was so nice because, like, we only have like I hate kind of worded, but like we all only have so many minutes in a day, and getting to talk to like our friends through Instagram, and like getting everybody there, and getting to again, that was just the best. Like you saw me. I couldn't stop,
Mhm.
giving out the free hugs because it was
No, of
just
course.
people that we've spoken to, whether it's been a month in the community, years in the
Mhm.
community. It's like we're all part of this wonderful creative thing, and I think that that's like something special that if
No.
like it's easy to destroy. It takes a lot of energy to create, and all of us have been actively, whether it's within our art, with it's
Yeah.
like building a community, and it takes work. And like again, that's why you guys are
It's
awesome, and it was so nice to be with everybody.
it's beautiful to
Yeah.
see how folks like and I know you guys have had these moments. I haven't had this moment yet. And the moment that I did have, I was called, unworthy collector, which is okay
I
because I
think that's an
felt
honor.
that is an honor. I am honored.
You
Now
keep saying that like it's an insult. I don't.
it's not.
I'm wondering
It's
who should be offended here.
Believe it or not.
I mean,
I mean,
you
it's
want
very-
Tom
every interview-
feeling when they
every
call me
interview-
Toy Father.
Yes.
It almost becomes like
Yeah, it's very different when I'm mistaken as no chewing and no chewing is mistaken as Toy Father. Just saying.
But
Well, I gotta imagine that conversation goes like Toy Father's like, I am not no chewing, and no chewing's like, I am not Toy Father.
it's like
or
he's
better
like
yet-
a me though. What the
hey
heck?
man, hey man.
Oh my god. Yes, no
But,
chewing is very tall, and I'm not.
Wickedly tall.
Tall,
Yeah,
handsome,
I
that's what
think
they always say about me.
no chewing
yeah.
was the tallest person I met. At
Yeah.
well, there
No,
was
Greg.
there was one other.
You met Greg.
Greg, yeah.
Yeah,
Greg is a gigantic human being.
Well,
He
believe
was
it or
the
not-
only one taller.
I'm not taking titles from Greg. He could flip me.
Well, I didn't know Yimbo was that tall until I met him the first time in person at a Toy Con. Like I know he was, he looked tall, but I didn't know he was that tall. So it was like, hey, and I'm like looking up at him, I'm like, hi.
Yeah, they call Yimbo the Yao Ming of New Jersey.
Yeah, the Yao Ming, the Yao Ming of New Jersey. Wow, I like that. So going back to my question, you guys, I'm assuming you guys had a bunch of different people that weren't us just come up to you and say, hey, you're such and such from this. I watched this. So like share if you had that experience, share that experience. Like, what was that like? Like, have you guys had anybody that just walked up to you guys and didn't know you or didn't know you per se like us, but like knew of you and watched the show maybe and just kind of like chopped it up with you and gave you maybe a compliment or that?
My favorite one was from a couple years ago at the first ChrisCon I went to.
Okay.
And it was before I started doing Toy Talk. I was still doing What's in the Box and kind of guessing around on some of our friends' shows. And I was talking with our friend Ryan and in line for Mythics, and someone behind us was just like, "Hey, I know your voice." I was like, "You do?" He's like, "Yeah, you're on Toy Talk. I watch you unbox toys sometimes." I'm like, "Oh," and it was KJ Smith. I was like, "Holy crap, you recognize my voice."
KJ Smith.
I was like, that was the first time, and my ego inflates very easily, and then also deflates very easily too. But
as
at
it
that moment,
should.
I was like, wow, that is incredible, and very unlikely those will ever happen again in my life.
And that was before TPC. That was like What's in the Box.
That's great.
Way beyond before all
That's
of us.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want to be no chewing when I grow up.
One moment I had was our last day, and I was in line for the Mythics, and this guy looks over my shoulder, and you're waiting in line for we were waiting in line for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. This guy's looking over my shoulder. It's like, oh, I don't know if they have it. And I was like, is this guy gonna cut me? And then and he was
You're like,
looking
you
at
better not, buddy. I'm not just
Hey,
a pretty
man.
face.
Like,
I
hey,
will
man.
mess you
Hey,
up.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Keep
Hey, man.
your damn hands off her.
He was looking, and
He hits him with the bane, puts his hand on the chest. Do you feel like you're gonna cut me in line?
So I was like, oh, is there something you're looking for? Like, and he's like, yeah, I'm looking for. And then he goes, oh my, Toy Father, Toy Daddies. And then I was like,
that's awesome.
hey, what's up, man? And he goes, it's Darth Primus. I'm like, holy shit, Darth Primus? Fucking hey, that's amazing. And so we hugged it out, and he's like, let me get a picture. Like, I told myself that I would do more pictures. I go to these cons all the time. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So that was my moment. Like,
That's
at
awesome.
Con. That was funny.
How about you, Yimbo?
I mean, I just think No. I was just thinking because like I was like, this is the time that like my wife would be like, oh no, he's getting out his soapbox. And I don't want to get the soapbox out, but like it because I don't want it to sound insincere. Like, so I'm at a damn it. All right, I'm just gonna go for it. So you guys did ask for like fatherly toy daddy advice. So
absolutely,
this is gonna be my little piece to this. All right. So I don't think I'm shit. Like that guy as an ego thing. I'm cursing, but so I know. So it's a big
go ahead.
It's
okay
right.
here.
We welcome
it's
that
okay.
Here. You could,
we welcome that.
You
here.
could. So shit is a very not colorful word.
No, I know.
You can say anything you want.
It's a very interesting thing to be being a person, right? Like to have self-confidence, but then to not go into narcissism and ego and all that stuff. So like when I say I don't think I'm shit, like I don't like to. I don't know. I think I'm really good at things in life, and I know I'm really bad at a lot of things, and I need people. You know what I mean? Like, so I hate to be like, I feel like when I get to cons, it's just really cool because I feel like I'm just marking out for everybody that like, oh wait, that's who you are. Yes, like I mean, like you guys all know, but like because I'm excited to see everyone. Like I don't know, like it's hard to, I don't know, it's moments of memories of just like going like to different people, like it's I don't know. So no, I'm not trying to like be like
we definitely listen, we definitely understand. I definitely understand that and I see that, and I definitely see that in you because again, we've hung out before, and you're like the way you are is like you'll make somebody feel more like you will actually take the time to make somebody feel like more important. Like I wish like I would have met you again during ChrisCon. So because it was like I wish you were the guy that would have ran into me. KJ Smith, I love you, man. Thank you for humbling me, brother. But like I wish you would have like because Yimbo's like one of those guys, like when you meet him, he's like, Danny, right? Like and that's one thing that I do respect about you. And I always had this ongoing joke, like, damn, Yimbo's like, what if I had warrants? Like, Yimbo has my government out and shit. Like, I always had this joke. But like, one of the things that and again, you guys all do that. But one of the things I noticed that you do that a lot is like, you acknowledge who the person is. Like, you go beyond, like, sometimes to me personally, I feel like you go beyond the IG handle. You look at the person. It's like, hey, Danny, how you doing? Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Yimbo knows every single person's real name.
I really
and then he says, like in our chat, it's like, oh yeah, I told John that I would do this. I'm like, who's John? Like, who's that?
John?
Who's that?
And I only know people by their superhero names.
Yeah, exactly. Handles.
No, that's a seriously though, that's a respectable thing because like you taking the time to know somebody's first name and make sure you you interact with them that way. Like a lot of us don't do that. Like I don't.
I just learned.
Unless their first name is actually in their handle. like Tony Toybox opened today. He's a good buddy, friend of the show, friend of the Hoodcast AF family, and I got to meet him at Legion's Con.
Yeah,
and like he was the only one I kept calling. Other than Danny, I kept calling Tony because that's
oddly his real name's Nick.
It's Fernando. It's
Just
Fernando. No. Esteban. It's
Esteban.
You guys did also tell us to bring the dad jokes. So well done, Chris.
Thank you, Thank you.
Well done.
I think besides that, a couple other people that stood out to us that we met through the Toy Pit Community Toy Daddies show was Salvage Cargo. Again, I don't know his real name. I probably should have.
Oh, it goes by Jay.
Jay.
Yeah, Salvage Cargo. I think when I met him, I geeked out like as Danny. Like I fanboyed. I was like, because he didn't introduce himself as Salvage Cargo.
Yes.
When he was like, you're Unworthy Collector, and I was like, yeah. And he goes, oh, I run the DC Multiverse page, and I was like, get the fuck out of here! Really?
I was like,
that's one of my favorite pages. I tag you and everything. And he was like, yeah. He goes, I also am Salvage Cargo. I was like, no, the fuck you're not. Really?
Yeah, when I found out he was Savage Cargo, not only that, I was like, my God, this guy is so cool. He's such a like we had hours of conversation like throughout that whole weekend. What a really amazing person, like awesome guy to talk to.
I know the name to use next con. I'm gonna say, people ask me, "Hey, who are you?" I was like, "I'm Savage Cargo." No, honestly, a big. Well, this is kind of good segue. It's kind of one of the things like who did you meet that's not us. So one of the people that I met that I don't know per se is Blaine from NECA, and it's funny. It's like a really like groupie, like weird moment. Like I walked up to him and I'm like, dude, can you sign my badge? And I'm like, you guys have like the best figures in the world. And like I was like,
you totally said that too.
He's like, he's like running his finger down his cheek. He's like, you guys got the best figures ever.
And I'm like, NECA's the best. I love Mythics, but NECA's are the best in the world. And I'm like,
he's like, you need anything? You need a drink? I'll go get you a drink. I don't care. What do you want?
You need a massage, dude? Like, what do you need? And the dude is like, fuck, get away from me.
No, he loved it. You rolled up to him with such confidence. It
was a moment.
You had the badge and you tap your badge like 3 times. You do the thing.
I feel bad for the day that I meet Randy Funk. The day that I meet Randy, that's going to be the day for me. That's going to be the day that I could just retire because I'm done. I don't need to like meet anybody else because it's like, it's funny because it's like there's these guys, right? Like Trevor, right? Like 1/6 shooter, like people meet him and I'm assuming he gets these moments where like, yo, you're a 1/6 shooter. You take these amazing Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legion photos. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's great. And like, I'm assuming Blaine kind of gets that sometimes too. Like, because again, like for me, it was like, wow, here's this guy who designed the ghost face for New York Comic Con. That was his design. And like, and even the Thanksgiving John Carver NECA figure. And I'm like, hey, this is a company that I love and I'm always rooting for. And here's this guy that I always see and he's doing this thing. So it was kind of like an awkward moment. So that's my person that I met that I didn't really know, that I was almost like, yo, dude, like, hey man, do you want to be friends?
Like, did I tell you a story that Chris from D13 told me at ChrisCon?
No.
So there's a fan that watches our Toy Talk show.
Okay.
And they work for NECA, and they actually really, really like you.
Yeah,
really?
Think you're funny.
Oh.
Yeah. So you have a fan out there.
Whoever you are, I have an extra room if you want to move.
Let's just start with products.
Yes, product.
Like, listen, I have this. Like, honestly, it's nice to meet. Like, one of the things, like, again, I love that he's part of that company that I love, but it's also always nice to meet a person, the people behind the product or whatever they're selling or whoever it is, right? So it's always nice to meet those people because you kind of like D13 Toys, perfect example, right? Like I'm big and I'm like, I like fanboyed out like the episode when we had him on with Biblical Adventures. I cannot wait till the line comes out.
You came alive like, during that episode, man. You were
about
that.
I was all about
him as a guest.
They looked really good. Did you see the
Your
Jesus figures? They look really good.
Yeah. Like and like just to get to know him and know his like past and how much he's like how many companies he's worked, how much he's sculpted and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that I love. So that's a perfect segue. Who is someone that you met that's not us or the norm that you've met that kind of was that person for you? Like, who did you meet? I know you guys mentioned Savage Cargo. Is there anybody else that you guys met that was like, oh, I was so happy to get to meet this person for the first time?
Can I say like 3?
Yeah, you can say as many
as you want.
You gotta swear between each one though.
My my oh shit moment was meeting Ryan Ting.
Oh yeah, yes.
Like I thought, like from Hasbro, I was like, yeah, I think, Yimbo, you've met him before. I know No Chewing's met him before. For me, that was like, oh my god, that's crazy, because I wasn't even expecting him to be here, and that was cool. I was like, oh my god, but I just felt bad because I was incredibly fucking starving.
Seriously,
you were so hangry.
I'm gonna carry in my backpack snacks first because that was messed up. We're having like 4 o'clock to get some people.
I was starving and hangry. No chewing was like beyond that.
I was gonna fight one of you.
And so we had been trying to get out, and Ryan, I was like, oh my god, Ryan Ting's right here, and that's when we saw Blainer Things too. And I was like, oh my god, Blainer Things here. That was cool. Emil Wickman, the customizer for Mythic Legions, like big fan. But not only that, like I loved his stuff. I knew I was gonna see him, but I underestimated. Like I was not expecting how nice of a person this guy was.
Oh yeah,
like
he's a
so
goofy guy too. He
so goofy,
has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, great sense of humor. Like really kind, just human being. Like and I just wanted to, like I hung out at his table like for that first like hour. I think Yimbo, like I dragged you there.
Yeah, I was like, see you later, Chris.
I was like, come on, let's look at this figures more.
Yimbo was like a butterfly ready to just go around the con.
That's it.
But look at this. Look at this. We've been staring for an hour. We can stare for another hour. He was one. And then one person that I had like no chewing pointed him out to me was Nose Rain. And he's like, is that Nose Rain? And I was like, I have no idea what that is. Nose Rain.
Okay.
He's up there in photography.
Incredible photographer. Yeah. So I was like, I had no idea. Like, and so I talked to him like pretty much for most of the night in the pub, and we had a great conversation. Really, just awesome person, just an awesome person. So those were the 3 for me.
Miss you.
I think Ryan Ting, is the one No Chewing was talking to at one point, and I just kind of walked up behind No Chewing, and he was, and like, is this the one that I'm thinking of, Chewy, where like you put your arm around me and was like, and this is Unworthy Collector, and I was like, hey, how's it going? And then you guys, your conversation ended, and you go, do you know who that was? And I was like, no.
No. Yeah, I was. It was Ryan Ting and their things. They were right next to each other. And I was like, oh, this is Unworthy Collector. I just kept doing that. Anyone now that you mentioned that, we had Simon Toast with us for most of the weekends. And I just kept doing that to him to the point where I was like, Simon, tell me if I'm being obnoxious by introducing you like this to every single person we may have interviewed in the past. He's like, no, this is great. This is an easy way to say hi. I'm like, okay, perfect, because I'm going to keep doing it.
I do remember though, you put your arm around me and you're like, do you know who that was? And I was like, no idea. You're like, really? And I go, no, I had no idea.
I think I had that similar experience with Insightful Imagery. I had that same experience where somebody said, hey, and forgive me if he's watching this, Toy Mirth is a fantastic human being. He's such a cool guy, and like I feel bad because like anytime like they're like, hey, how you doing, Dan? He was like, oh, we met. It's like, and it's like it's like, well, you know, like at one point it was like, did you forget who I was? I was like, oh, it's Toy Mirth. How you doing? I was like, shit, because it's like you forget people, but like again, like I kind of made it my business to wake up and say, I'm gonna remember that Toy Mirth. That is Toy Mirth. Like, so anytime I see them in that, Toy Mirth, how you doing? So I'm like, he's a great guy. I had the
same moment with Toy Mirth. I felt so bad, but it was after me and Chris just got to the hotel after being in the car for like 4.5, 5 hours. And he's like, Toy Daddies. It's like, it's Toy Mirth. I was like, yes, it's you, but you're not a pizza, and I really am hungry.
You were so hungry.
And he's tall. He was taller than I was expecting.
He was a tall guy too, yeah.
But man, I absolutely agree with you. He's a very nice guy.
He's fantastic, fantastic dude. For the weekend too. And anybody that's watching this, if you on Thursdays, if you're they have the their show also on Thursday. He has the
figuratively.
And it's so hard for me to say that. Yes, at what time this show is at
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock p.m.
Jay and Ivory and Arson Fist.
So go check them out. Go hit the like and subscribe with those guys. That dude, he's awesome. Those guys, they're all amazing. So go check them out.
Back, guys.
Great. No problem. So
actually, Toy Mirth was actually one of the people I was going to say. Toy Mirth and Vile Labs both meeting them aside from present company. Like I was excited to meet Toy Mirth, and this could just be me because I'm like kind of a defeatist. Like I don't prop myself up. I don't really put myself anywhere and expect people to be excited to meet me. But I do remember meeting Toy Mirth and like my original feeling on it was like he don't give a shit about meeting me because I wanted to talk to him. I was like, I wanted to be like, hey, listen, I'm a big fan. I wanted to like go this whole, hey man, I'm a big fan. But then like he was like, we shook hands. He was like, Toy Mirth. I was like, I'm Kevin, Unworthy Collector. And he was like, oh, nice to meet you. I was like, yeah, no, it's really awesome to meet you. And then kind of like we just went and he went into another conversation. I went into another conversation. And I was like, I remember kind of hanging around like where he was talking. And I was like, and then the person I was talking to walked away and was talking to somebody else. I was like, well, I just can't, I can't just stand here. I gotta go. I gotta go find somewhere else to stay at. And I kept hoping to have that little time to talk to him. It didn't happen this time, unfortunately. But I was actually very excited to meet Toy Mirth, and I was really excited to meet Vile Labs from the Highly Posable podcast. Awesome guys, big fans. Yeah, so those were my two, present company excluded. Those were the two that I was like really stoked about meeting.
Yimbo, anybody? You have anybody that you would say that you was like?
Oh, well, I mean, like, I'll just throw out cool stuff that I remember, like Duarte Studios. Like I was super excited to see, like that table of dioramas.
Yeah,
and of course,
so good.
You know, like didn't disappoint. So that table, I mean, like, and again, just bouncing around, man. You know, it was cool. Our buddy D Amazing was work. He wasn't working the con, so he was just attending, and like
it was nice to see him again.
Well, and I'm not trying to be like a name dropper, but that was really cool because he's usually, when we bump into him, Danny, as you and I have, like he's working at a con or a table. So he was just an attendee, and we were able to actually just chit chat and BS and catch up, and it was like there was.
I always laugh at the moment at, I want to say it was my first Legions Con where he went. He also went to that Legions Con, and I saw him. He gave me a big hug. He said, "Hey, how you doing, man?" I was like, "Good." And the first thing he told me after, like, "Hey, where's Yimbo?" And I was like, "Oh, he's over there," because we had chopped it up with him during New York Comic Con, and like again, like we were like talking and stuff like that. It was so cool that. And that's who D Amazing is. D Amazing, and I was telling Unworthy the same thing. He's such a down to earth guy, such a real guy, like like he's like he remembers people, like he's not like he doesn't have a stick of his ass. Like it was awesome that he would like come up to me and say, hey, how you doing and stuff, and then it'd just be like, hey, where's Jimbo? I was like, oh, don't worry, he'll find you. He's gonna find you. Don't worry. But it was such an awesome moment.
Say his name 2 more times, he will appear.
Yeah, right. It's like Candyman. Like say Jimbo 5 times in the mirror, he'll show up with some toys.
He's so nice. He talks to you and talks to you for a while, and then he's like, "Hey guys, like I love talking to you, but I'm just gonna talk to these guys over here." And he's so polite about it.
He's so good. He's so good, so good. Like I remember when I remember the first time we met him, like in person, because I remember the name because he's the reason why I purchased the Yamaguchi cable. The Rebel Tech cable, I purchased it because of him. So we had went to this table and we were looking at me and Yimbo were looking at stuff. And I remember Yimbo Yimbo, you had said something about you had mentioned something. It was funny.
To like the My Hero Academia, that One Punch guy, and I was like, no, I just sold that. I got in a D Amazing mystery box, but it wasn't my thing. And he's like, what? Like, oh, shit.
Oh, shit, he's behind us.
That toy. It was a mystery box. It's okay.
It was such a funny moment. But again, just meeting him was like amazing because again, he's like, and we've had him on Toy Talk, and just the way he talks about things, he's just a straight up guy. Like he's not like
straight shooter all the way.
He's straight shooter. It's just he loves toys. He loves it. As you can see, he went to the convention. He went to Legion's Con and he was just hanging out. He wasn't like it was nice to see him out of that element from being behind that booth at New York, because I saw him in New York. It's good to see him out because he's kind of like the celebrity sometimes we run into New York Comic Con. There's been times where a year ago I ran into Omos, which is the big tall wrestler, and he was buying comic book prints. And he was. It's nice to see that people are fans too, because again, we see these people on TV, we see them on YouTube shows and all this stuff, but they're people. You know what I'm saying? They're out, they're enjoying the shows, enjoying the the goodies, and they collect and all the great stuff. So one of the questions that I kind of wanted to ask you guys is what are you guys thankful for this year? Like, what is something that sticks out for you? And it could be anything. It could be within the community, within your personal. I know you guys are thankful. Let's do the community, because I think you guys are always thankful for your personal lives, because it shows.
I'm thankful when the lights go on in the morning, baby. That's
hell yeah, man.
Like, all right, let's do this again.
And that describes you to the T.
That's it. Absolutely. So, Toy Father, or
I think we had so we said most thankful, or what are we thankful for? So the first is toy that we're most thankful came out this year, a movie that came out this year or you watched for the first time this year, a toy photographer that you've interacted with this year, but it can't be any of us currently present, and any big moments in general for the year.
Ooh. All right, I think I can cover a good amount of this ground with an answer, and it's that the show that I'm on with Toy Father and Yimbo, where we started off being like, all right, what is this show gonna be? And it was always gonna be about this top 10, but then the show evolved from like being something recorded to the point where we're like, all right, let's just talk for a little bit and then go into the top 10, to the point where at certain weeks we're live for like 3+ hours, much to Toy Father's like sleeping habits. And it's some of the best things, and the people in the chat make me smile and laugh. And so there are 2 moments within here, and I'm going to name drop 2 people that are photographers but also artists that did something for us that it's a highlight of my year. First of which is Not a Bird, Not a Plane photography. Meeting him, but he gave us our first piece of fan art. He put our logo on a billboard and posted that photo, and I was just like, oh my god, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
And the second of which is It All Figures, who turned us into superheroes, that we turned into stickers, and we were handing these out to people. Like Ryan Tane has 3 of us as Marvel superheroes. Like, he has those stickers. And so those 2 people and that show, and how we have a little bit of a community every Wednesday night that we see and hear from, and they make us laugh. That's something that I'm most grateful for, because I didn't know what to expect when we first started the show.
The best moment was I gave a sticker of me as the Sentry that It All Figures drew to Ryan Ting's wife. And she goes, I don't know who this is. I was like, it's me. You probably don't know who it is.
It was so funny. Oh my god.
No offense taken.
Yeah.
Did Ryan ask you the follow-up of, do you have a Sentry figure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, do you have the new one? I was like, yeah, I do. And then we went into the customization of like Steven Yeun, like who's going to be the Sentry.
I'll confirm this. Not him or from Marvel. Yeah.
Just in terms of like, all right, let's go through those questions, but then just what I'm really like grateful for, like movie. I really thought about this. I wasn't sure about like what was I thankful for, but I will say this, like that's why I asked, like, is it a movie that came out this year, or is it a movie that I saw? So a movie that I saw this year for the first time from start to finish, that I really appreciate and in my 40s, is White Man Can't Jump. Like, damn, that is such a great movie. You all got to see it in your like right now. It came out in 1992. I didn't like appreciate it when I was in middle school, but I appreciate it as an adult. Great
It's
movie.
a great movie.
It is a good movie. Yes.
Great movie. I think we talked about like toy photographers. I think my moment was in Legion's Con, but what am I grateful for really is like this right now. Like this is kind of like Legion's Con was a surreal moment where I got to meet people in general, like leaving Legion's Con, having Yimbo like give us a hug goodbye and being like, oh, you guys are leaving now. And
The end of Sleepaway Camp.
yeah, exactly. Just the connections that I've made this year in person, through the internet. Like you all are just real people that I really truly do appreciate. And I just want to thank you guys because like just I had a really tough week this past week. And this moment right here makes me feel just like how thankful I am for your friendship and thankful how you guys can lift me up when I'm not feeling, at my best. And thank you guys. I really appreciate that.
Well, anytime.
Thank
buddy.
you. And anytime you need a prop up or you need somebody to give you a compliment or make you, feel welcome, you just shoot me a message. I'll be like, hey, man, you're not just a pretty face.
Thanks,
and
man.
you are pretty.
You're beautiful.
I mean, yeah, you are a pretty face, but you're not just a pretty face.
I'm not just
Hey,
a
man.
pretty face.
Hey man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
That never gets old.
No, never.
But no, thank you guys. I really
No,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
No, thank you. How about you, Yimbo?
I mean, I'm glad, Chewy, that those are some really great fellow communities. Like those are great moments because again, it's kind of crazy. Like Danny, at the start of the hanging out tonight, you would ask like it's been like wow, it's been a year. Like it still hasn't felt like a year. Like we've like because it hasn't ever felt like work. Getting to do the thing with these guys, and again, just like for me, just always keeping toys fun and lighthearted, and I don't know, like I'm just so thankful for all the relationships that we've made. It's always about the people. Like I love taking toy pictures, and yes, like I take pictures to share them out, and that makes me feel good. But like that's just one, like that's to me now such a small aspect. Yeah. Like it's again getting to see everyone. It's getting to talk to everybody. I feel like that was like where we really saw like in Legion's Con was a perfect, again, physical representation of like the priority shift. Like again, that it's we're all here for each other and that and like I mean honestly it's I know there's so many people like I'm so thankful for their friendship, the fact that they're willing to listen to me at any point in a week talk about toys with you guys and my friends. Like that's amazing. So I'm just like, it's really cool that anybody would want to listen to any of the, like it's so, and that's why I love you guys. Because again, that's just it's a nice mindset. And again, it lifts me up, and keeps me going. And it's been great. So yes, all of that lovey-dovey stuff is all true. And I love you guys.
All that mushy stuff.
It is all the mushy stuff, but I love you guys. And it's like, I mean, how many times did we hear that echoed throughout that weekend? But it's just true. And it's nice to get to share that and, have you guys here. That's why I'd like to tell you from the rooftops, gentlemen.
Well, we appreciate we appreciate anytime anybody says that they're happy to be on the show with us or happy to interact with us because Danny, spoiler alert, we've said this a time or two. Danny and I used to do this with Clintastic and AB. Like we used to just get on hours long FaceTime calls, and then we were like, we should make this a show. So like that's always been our go-to thing. It was like even if we make this a show and nobody watches and nobody wants to join, like this is just business as usual for us. Like we're still carrying on, we're still talking like we do any other time. So it's always kind of a surprise to me when people are like, oh man, we'd love to be on your show, or thank you for having us on your show. And it's like, are you sure? Are you sure? we're kind of nonsense people. We like we don't ever take ourselves seriously.
But that's
No,
what's
not at all.
great.
That's
That's
yeah,
what I'm
that's the
saying.
beauty
It's
of
like
you two,
Not
the
at
beauty
all.
of your show.
Yeah. Unworthy, what are you thankful for this year? And what toy photographer? That's the question, right? For toy photographers, you're thankful for? And why?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful for, getting the chance to interact with everybody that I did at Legion's Con, but I'm also very thankful for everybody that has gotten involved in the No Justice collabs, the Black and Wednesday collabs, everything that, the continued support that we get through the things that we do, that's worth so much more than we can express.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing everybody that goes in every Wednesday on the Black and Wednesdays, everybody that goes in on the No Justice collabs, like that's huge to me. I can't thank everybody enough. That's what I'm most thankful for this year. And also the Sinestro figure from McFarlane. Uncle Todd killed it. Everybody needs to go.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you, Daddy Todd. Thank you, Father Todd.
Yeah, we're gonna
Uncle
need that
Todd
soon.
did an amazing job.
Oh, that does look good.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
It's
man.
a
I
great
should have gotten it when I saw it.
He's awesome.
I got both of them. I got the Yellow Lantern version, and I got the Chase Green Lantern version.
Oh, there's a
courtesy of,
Chase
Danny.
Oh, the
Cool.
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Every Green Lantern you see, you need to buy it. That's a rule.
It's hands down. I buy everything that's Green Lantern, even adjacent.
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
Oh, Kev,
Green Lantern.
did you see Todd after we saw the Blainer things and Ryan Ting? Like he was. Did you guys know? Nobody ran into Todd. Oh, just me.
Todd McFarlane was there.
Yeah, he was.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. He'll drive. He'll catch another flight back.
I'm kidding.
Son of a bitch! I was gonna say he better not been, because I was calling him all weekend. I was like, "Are you gonna be at Legion's Con?" I was like, "Hey, Uncle Todd, it's Unworthy again. Just calling to see if you're gonna be here. You haven't answered my call."
Hey, where's my bat flick with the goggles? I just want a head sculpt.
Yeah, I just need a new head sculpt. How about you, Danny?
For me, this has been definitely a bumpy year for me. It's been such a rough year for me. Rough year, personal, just my mind, and just, it's more personal. But one of the things that I've always tried to do was always not show that to anybody else, because my understanding was always that there's always somebody out there that's going through something far worse than what you're going through, right? And they feed something. And again, it's just like me sometimes. Sometimes people feed off of your energy, and they feed off because they need that sometimes, right? There's times where I'm like having a rough day, and like the Toy Daddies will do we're gonna unbox a toy today. I'm like, well, shit, now I got something to watch. And it motivates you, right? Perfect example. I had a gentleman in the toy community, not a toy photographer, and he's okay with me sharing this because we've been talking for a year, and this young man has been going through a lot of like personal issues and stuff like that. And one of the things he's always done, he's like cling to me anytime he's had like moments where he's just in his head, so he'll reach out to me, and I try to give him the best advice that I can, and I also try to show him how transparent I am, as far as like I'm not perfect, I'm going through stuff too. So like, for him to, one of the last things that I told him, I was like, how that he's brave. I was like, how brave, like for you to actually take the time to actually reach out and express yourself, tell somebody how you feel. That already makes you a winner in my book, because you're brave to do that. Because a lot of people, especially men, right? And us dads, right? Sometimes we keep things in and we ball it in all the time. And then when it comes out, it's just like, it's like Godzilla -1. It's bad, right? So I'm definitely grateful for the community, but like if I could, again, I'm grateful. And just to name a couple of names from Legion's Con: Unboxing Art, Simon Toes, Toy Box, what is it? Eddie, who showed us the customs on the table. He was really cool. Who else?
Toy Chase.
Toy Chase was another. Agent Variant, super cool.
We met
Remo Toys, Collectibles Fun.
Oh, he's another. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Remo Toys, he is another great hugger. He's
he's a great guy. He's so nice.
Although, did you feel a little left out that him and Collectible Fun wore tracksuits one day, matching tracksuits, and they didn't invite us. I had that tracksuit in my luggage. I was like, if you just told me,
I didn't even.
I would have worn it. It's just black
I
on
didn't
black
even notice.
Adidas.
Yeah,
I would have done that.
No Chewing could not stop talking about this the car ride home.
He's like, those bastards couldn't even
He's
tell
very
me we were
upset,
wearing
though.
tracksuits this day.
Next Legion Con Saturday, matching tracksuits, black and
Tracksuit
black,
Saturday,
Black and
tracksuit
black.
Saturday,
all black every day.
and then maybe Yimbo will finally get his tracksuit mafia.
Ooh.
Figures.
That's so funny. You should take that photo.
Sorry, Yimbo. Was that
Target.
too soon?
It's okay. Remember, I'm at a better place now. This is no longer, and again, this is through your help, through doing Toy and Tells. You guys helped me. I really have beaten down my toy like that. You know, that anger, that like the Spider Noir episode.
Oh man, the Spider Noir episode.
That I still like. That's like a reminder to
understand
me
you,
to
Tiny.
not like to like work on keeping my emotions in check. Like I can't be Spider Noir mad.
That was like episode like 3.
Was
And
that
you're
the
like,
one where
oh,
you
gosh.
like where they sold out or something like that?
Yes,
Like the
Target.
You know what's
Rudely.
crazy? I
You're
went to
talking
every
about
Target.
the tracksuit dudes from Hawkeye?
Oh yeah,
That's true.
they canceled 2 of mine. But after
Oh,
like
damn.
Man,
They're never
6
showing up at Target.
delays. I know.
Man,
It's
I
a-
feel like just like last month I seen a whole bunch of those tracksuit guys at my Target still on clearance.
Oh wow.
Sure.
I remember
well,
when the Spider Noir.
Oh,
I will
I
I will have to
You see them on
I'm
clearance, let me
actually
know.
gonna be back in that area tomorrow, so I'll let Yimbo
all right,
know.
let me know. Let me
first.
know. Yeah.
Hey, you
Apparently
Get up-
Chewy too.
Just get up for Yimbo.
You take your arm out and you pull it toward your cart,
What?
and then you let us know. You end up with like 7 tracksuit mafias. We'll split them.
I'll take
Yeah,
one
I
too.
remember-
I'll take a few.
I remember when those guys came out with that. My Target never has new Marvel Legends. They have new everything else. They never have new Marvel Legends. And I remember this Target. I went in there and I was like, "Well, if you want 30 tracksuit guys, then you can get 30 tracksuit guys here."
That's where they all were, Yimbo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where they
that's
all
it.
went.
One Target. That's where all the cases went.
Oh man, Yimbo.
Now, I remember
to
when
your
I was
point, Danny, about Eddie
Yeah.
meeting him and the entire Spiro team. I talked to them for like hours across the 2 days. Even I think even like Friday night, I ran into them at the bar, and they were like, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that team. They are so
they're
passionate.
awesome.
They won me over. I am
Gosh.
buying a bunch
No,
of their stuff.
they're awesome. They got
They're-
Unworthy they got Unworthy now, so
I'm where
they
they
love
gonna
those.
Yeah,
get
they
love
did.
them.
The news.
They tagged me.
the
I
new-
was
Kickstarter
speaking
was
out
off
big
off
time.
this week. Black Friday.
I did that picture of the blight in the
Yeah, you
throne
said you
that-
wouldn't do one, and you did it.
I did a
Killed it.
picture of blight in a throne that Vico
Yeah.
San 26 made me, and I tagged Spiro. And like 5 minutes later, they put me on their product page. Like if you go to their Instagram,
Seriously?
like their sales site,
that's
yeah.
so cool.
If you go to Spiro's Instagram, like where they sell the toys on like their storefront or whatever on Instagram,
Mhm.
you scroll through their pictures. Now my picture's on their
That's awesome.
on
That's
their
awesome.
sale thing. I was like,
Dude,
I was
that's so
like, hell
cool.
yeah! I sent it to the rowdy boys. I was like, look at this.
That's
I
awesome.
said, Danny, honey, baby, my darling wife, couldn't have done it without you.
and you know, I'm aware the one thing I really wanted to mention when we were complimenting each other is that somehow, you know, like we spoke over the summer how like you know, not saying that you were burnt out or frustrated, but like I think we're all getting a little frustrated with like the little algorithm issues and find the fun in it.
Mhm.
And then we were talking about like photography and whatever, and then I noticed a couple weeks later your photography just started to tick up to this new level. And I just wanted to give you kudos that it's fantastic what you've been shooting lately. It's amazing, especially when I think you're colorblind, dude. What the frick? Like it's awesome lighting, awesome positioning. You're doing a great job,
and he's
leveling.
And he's showing you what those Todd McFarlane DC multiverse can do.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Oh yeah, the
he's
Black Manta one.
freaking
Oh, so
killing
good.
them. Killing it.
I
killing
love doing McFarlane shots, and when people are complaining about McFarlane's, I like to send in the chats when people were complaining about McFarlane. I love to send my pictures, and I'm like, look at this. I didn't have support. I didn't have a base on this guy. I posed him, and I left him on my table, and I got mad rowdy kids up in this fucking house, and that thing didn't fall over once.
I'm the Michael Jackson gif. Anytime you see him eating popcorn, anytime they say something bad, I'm like, let him eat. I'm like, and then I'll call him, and I'll say, you just eating today, boy. Ooh, I can feel the heat coming from the phone. Like, it's so funny. But again, I agree, no, too. His photography is like, it's like leveled up. And again, it shows the fun, how much fun he's having. And I always say that. Shows how much fun he's having, but also too, he's like doing Uncle Todd proud, man. Because I know, and it's crazy because anytime he puts his photos, I'll tag McFarlane and McFarlane Toys. I'll tag them also, and they're like, "Thank you for reaching out. Is there anything you can help us?" No, I'm just showing my buddy's photos. I just want you to show it. So I'm like showing the photos. But
I get that every time. They're like, "Is this a concern about a product or whatever?" That instant messages, and I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to show Uncle Todd my pictures."
And just kind of just to end up, so I won't forget, besides a bunch of people, just like 3 people I want to shout out that are photographers that I really want to shout out. One would be EC Toy Pics, phenomenal photographer. Another person who's actually leveling up and being very creative, especially with the Jurassic Park dinosaur photos he's been doing. He's been doing such a great job. Always willing to learn. So shout out to him. Also, shout out to,
and if you think I'm talented for being colorblind, EC Toy Pics is legally blind.
Wow. And he does amazing
legally
photos.
blind. Like
amazing
completely photos. Blind, basically.
Just to add to that list, 2 people that I remember, Pablo.
Yes.
Meeting him was awesome. And then also another surreal moment. I was waiting in line and I see this name tag. I'm like, holy crap, is that G Balda? Meeting G Balda like in real life was awesome. He's such a nice guy, so sincere. And not only that, he was number 1 for TPC that week. Yeah. And we had a picture with him. Yeah. With the number 1 photo that was framed. We're like, holy crap, it's right there. This was meant to be. Awesome. And he is such a humble guy. And I love talking to him. I just wish I had hung out with him a little bit more. So
I remember when you guys brought that slide up, Chewy and Yimbo, you brought that slide up with the guy sitting next to the picture. Everybody's like, is this the picture?
Yeah, and then that's why the next slide was the actual picture.
Yeah, that was great that you guys got to do that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
2 other people I want to shout out are Zombie Clown Photography.
Oh, yeah, Alex.
He is the reason why I do toy photography. He is my inspiration. I always say he is my favorite toy photographer. A lot of my inspiration portrait photos are because of him, and I always tell him that. He thinks I'm lying. I'm like, no, dude. You're the reason why I do my photos portrait. That's why I do it, because he does amazing Green Ranger photos.
And he finally got outside and he did an outdoor Green Ranger photo.
He does awesome. Great photos. And last but not least,
hold on. Shout out to Alex, OG Toy Talk, the man, and just a good friend of mine. And I'm just glad that he's still taking some kick-ass photography.
Oh, anytime he's up there, like I feel like I remember I had asked him to do a couple of prints of like some of my photos. And I told him, I was like, you need to add one of your photos up there for me, for my personal. So he did one of the his Green Ranger ones, one that I like. He said, pick one you like. So I picked the one I liked. But again, I like fanboy about him. He's awesome. Always looking out, just checking in. Yeah. He's a great guy. And then kind of just last, again, there's so many people that I want to shout out, but there's just a couple of people that I want to. And last but not least, I definitely want to shout out Raven Studios, because that's another dude that's awesome. I remember when ToyCon, not the big ToyCon, but I mean the toy show that they had, the last toy show that they had, he drove from like, I want to say Georgia. He drove for like 15 hours. Yeah. just to go there. And I remember, and shout out to Chubsy Wuzzy, but he had called, Chubsy called me and he was like, hey, are you coming to this? Are you still at the show? And I'm like, yeah, I'm still at the show. I'm actually heading to your store now. He was like, oh yeah, I'm calling you because Raven's Eye Studio is at the store. He wants to see you because he was dropping off his kid to college. So again, for him to be driving because he's going to college, he's taking his son to college, to actually stop because he wanted to meet. And again, big supporter in the community. So I wanted to shout him out. But
hell of a good guy.
Yeah, hell of a guy. Oh, I can't forget Jedi Jack.
Oh yeah.
I love you, Jedi Jack.
Come on,
Jedi Jack, I love you, man. And there's so many great people that
I do got a little Jedi Jack story too. I was talking to him about he's probably not gonna like hearing this on Thursday, but I've got all week to try to apologize to him before Thursday comes. I was talking to him about a custom red hood that I'm making from G.I. Joes and Marvel Legends, like a regular scale, so I can do some red hood shots. And Jedi Jack sent me a 3D printed red hood, like the helmet, like the head. Mm-hmm. Like he had it, and he was like, "I'm never going to use it. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yes." So it came in the mail today. So I sent him. When I opened it up, I took a picture of it in my hand, and I go, does this mean that I can be the first man on the internet to say that I got some head from Jedi Jack?
Got some head.
I think you can. Did he say no?
No. He didn't say no. That's why I did. That's why I felt all right saying it. He knows what the Thursday night
Jack,
Roddy Boy Thursday night's all about.
So Jack, if you're watching this, we're sorry.
I'm not sorry. It was the best hat. Let me just tell you, it was the best hat I've got all week.
Oh, God. Hope your wife's not watching.
And we're listening more than
Oh, she does. She does.
As long as Danny's mom watches, we're good.
No, she watches.
I assume she watches Toy Daddies and Toy Talk.
She watches everything. And she watches me, and she's highly disappointed in me.
She's my favorite fan.
She loves me though.
She loves him more than she hates me.
So just going back to like people were thankful for in the toy community, I thought it was like, one person but then like Toy Addict went through like everyone.
There's so many people.
So many people. There are a few people I do want to say right now. Sequential Plastic.
Yes.
TNT 1987.
Yes.
Not a Bird, Not a Plane. The boys from Behind the Plastic. Amazing people. Like
awesome.
Did some. I love their idea of Behind the Plastic. Amazing. Also, like our boys from Between Two Sentinels, like Machu Toy,
yes,
J Shot, like they are just great friends of ours, and we appreciate their support. And they're going to be on our anniversary show this Wednesday.
We started at the same time.
Yeah, it's theirs. So. Their friendship has just been amazing as well. And that's it. That's all I can think about right now. So
there's so many people.
I'm sure there's.
You want to thank so many people. Do you want to thank so many people because there's so many out there, and there's so many out there. There's everybody that watches the Unworthy Addiction, or anybody who's put the bug in our ears to start a show, or even say, hey, you guys should do this, and like, what I'm saying, even like motivated us, or even giving us advice on how to do the show. Thank you for everybody that's watching this. If we didn't mention you, sorry, but we love you. We know you know who you are. We don't need to mention you.
Yes, we love you all. We love you.
We love you all. Now,
Create, shout out to Way Create.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, Diggs Figs.
Diggs Figs.
This is why it's I'm keeping my mouth shut, because it would just be a list.
It would
a
list of
too much toy news, Cody.
Yeah,
no, too much new toys. No,
too much new toy.
Ah, damn it.
Hey, shout out to AB and Clintastic, man, because we can't do this show without our Roddy boys. We can't do this without them ever.
Oh man, we're an hour and 45 minutes in, and I realized I forgot to send the fucking link. I'm sorry, it's my fault. You're watching it live. Oh my God, you're watching it live. But
those two boys are really talented. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I pressure on the show to Clintastic to be like, hey, can you create a logo for the Reigns of
Oh
Glory.
yeah, all the time.
Or
He's
like
always down.
constantly
Yeah,
just throwing it. And then even for AB, like we saw one of his dioramas at Ryan's shed, and I was just blown away of the detail that was in that diorama.
Yeah.
So two very talented gentlemen.
Yeah, and they bring so much to this. It's like it's the dynamic, it's the energy that they bring to the group. Like it was destined for us to be together as a group and be like friends, and it's just like the way it just meshes well. It's just Clantastic is the one he's the real leader.
Man,
out of all. He's the
so
real leader out of
knowledgeable
all
with his movies. My goodness.
Yeah, he's
And
great.
For all the faults that Danny and I have, like Clint really knows how to rein us in. Like there are times when Danny and like we have the Rowdy Boys chat, and it's Danny, me, Clint, and AB, and Clint knows how to rein us back in. Danny and I will be getting buck wild. We'll be getting all mouthy about something, and Clint will just bring us right back in.
Bring it in,
AB,
ladies.
he's also like the sweetest, the nicest human being that you'll talk to, but like he's down for whatever that Danny and I say. Like he's the little brother, so it's like if Danny and I say that we're gonna go fuck somebody up, AB's like, I don't really want to, but you guys want to, so we're gonna do this.
I just want to give a shout out to my favorite episode of your show from this year. It was earlier on. It was Danny versus Clantastic in trivia or Jeopardy.
That was
the freaking funniest episode. Seeing you two versus each other and seeing Unworthy being like, "You gotta let me read the entire question, man." And then you kept doing different sound effects for your own buzzer. Oh my god, I was dying, freaking dying.
Yeah. The next Jeopardy we have, because I had asked No Chewing and Toy Father too. I was like, "Do you guys want to come play on Jeopardy?" But like I asked like ridiculously last moment.
Yeah.
So it's like we're gonna plan this a little bit better, and we're gonna have a real Jeopardy. I'm gonna be Alex Trebek with the mustache. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play too. We'll get Jedi Jack to be Alex Trebek.
That'd be a great idea. There you go.
Ooh, 5-way Jeopardy. We'll all come on the show.
Now, with being thankful, right? There are things that frustrate us, right? And one of the things that I loved about the toy community and just being friends, right? That we're very open with each other, right? So, and you could answer this if you want, the best of the ability, whatever, it's okay. But besides being thankful, what are things that pisses you off within the toy community?
Yeah.
Because
you guys are always asking, what makes you happy? But we want to know.
What makes you angry?
Know what's pissing you off?
What's pissing you off?
I have an answer.
Go ahead.
I want to hear it.
You know, I have to. You know, like I told you, the positive mindset is work. So there's always stuff.
Just touch your beard before you say it.
No, so this is gonna still be like, you know, what frustrates me, and when there are, you know, like we always say, there still hasn't been the perfect toy, and that's because we all have, you know, different things about what would make that, but there hasn't been that perfect action figure. So what frustrates me is that when a company, and this has been, I feel like across the board, comes so close, but then it's only offered a little bit. For instance, the Renew Your Vows book is by far my favorite Marvel Legends book, but yet that is not the standard for Marvel Legends. Like, we still get the Luke Cage that I wanted to love and is not fun to play with. I'm going to say right now, like 4 Horsemen, dude, Legion's Con, this is by far my favorite Cosmic Legion. This moves so wonderfully, so beautifully well. This guy, not as much. They're the same toy. Why do I like this one so much more than this one?
That's the one that broke on me.
One costs $100. The other one costs $35. And there we go.
Yeah, well, that was a 2-pack. I'm just saying, like, you go down the board, there are going to be every single Mafex. I have Mafex ones. I have
Nightwing.
Like, why are there some that are just as chef kiss close to this is it. This is heaven on earth. And then it's the exact same company. It could be the exact same buck.
That's true.
I don't know. But anyway, so that's a toy frustration. There you go.
It's certainly annoying. I can relate because I'm a big McFarlane guy. I buy all the McFarlanes basically. And how come some can come with thigh swivel and fabric cape,
right?
And then you get ones with no thigh swivel and a big chunky, like that Spawn from the Batman 2-pack, the most beautiful Spawn he's put out ever, but he comes with this big stupid plastic cape that you can't do anything with.
Yeah,
that one should have had a plastic cape.
Right.
I agree.
All right. There you go. So, toys.
How about you, Chewy? What's pissing you off?
I guess, within the toy community itself, I really love it when people are excited and happy. And that's the thing that gives me energy. When someone's excited about something, when, it's a new toy or new whatever announcement, and people are just super excited. And it just kind of disappoints me a little bit when people overly push something down into the mud.
Yeah.
So to say it succinctly, that's the thing that always kind of disappoints me throughout the year. But luckily enough, the way I've kind of surrounded myself with the folks that I have, I don't see it as much anymore, which is a beautiful thing. But if I was going to give a real gripe about a toy, I'm going to look at this one. It's the SH Shang-Chi. Those are like one of two action figures in this like 6 inches line for Shang-Chi. And this guy's kind of sucks. And I just need one really good figure. Give me one figure. I got one Asian Marvel superhero in like my entire life. I got him in Sunfire. Do it right one time. I only get one shot. Come on.
I recommend Toy Spider-Man.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
I could see by the way that Chris is leaning back that he has got a really good pissing him off thing. So we're gonna go ahead and go to Danny next. Danny,
really
what's pissing you off?
I really don't. But go to Danny. But I'll try to keep thinking.
I'm gonna be really short and simple. But I really don't have a lot of things that piss me off in the community because I really don't let a lot of things get to me. Like I troll myself. And like I make fun of myself. And even on the shows, like we like troll each other and like I just don't care. Like I think that whatever things that are happening or whatever toys, like to me, like I mean, do toys frustrate me? Absolutely. There are a lot of toys that I've bought that I was like super excited for, and then when you get them, you're like, what the hell was this? Like, why did I buy this? But like but also too, that hasn't been a big of a frustration for me because I've stuck to one line of figures. I haven't really touched any. I mean, I bought in a couple other ones, one or two here and there, but like they're easily, I could easily give them away. Like I only stick to NECA horror toys, and that's what I do. But as far, like now, if I could think of something that made for us, I would agree. Like I don't like the bashing too much. Like I don't like when people are like not. Like there's always a complaint. Like example, McFarlane, right? He's doing such a good job. He's listening to everyone. He's making the proper changes to the toys. He's adding extra head sculpt, extra hands, extra accessories. He's limited to what he can do, but he's giving you different characters. He's not giving you just Batman or Superman. He's giving you Animal Man. I cannot wait to own that figure.
Red Tornado.
I feel like I need a fan. Preach.
I cannot wait to own that figure. Like I agree.
Chris O'Donnell.
Like, I agree. Yes, I agree. Like, I don't like because there are some people who kind of like take it personal or feel like kind of like left out and stuff like that. But thank God that we have the alpha male of our species, Unworthy, who will be there to remind you,
so true,
to remind you that these toys are doing great. And honestly, I don't. But again, just to go back, I don't have a lot of things that bother me because I always think of like what's more important, because like I said earlier, I could easily turn this off. I could easily be like, you know what? I'm not doing toy photography no more. I'm just going to support everybody's shows and support everybody's page. That's all I'm going to do. I could easily do that. This has never been a job for me. And not to knock anybody that's trying to land a gig. Good luck to you. I hope you get all the success that you want. But me, per se, I don't care. These are plastic. I have children at home who need me. I have a 18-year-old who's about to go to college next year, that's more exciting to me. I'm pumped for that. You know what I'm saying?
As it should be.
As it
Priorities.
should. You know what I'm saying? Priorities always come first to me. So it's like, but if there's anything, I agree too. If there's anything that kind of upsets me is that sometimes like you'll see like a post, like you'll go and then you're so excited about something and then I see it on Facebook all the time. People will like start bashing the toy, and it's not just McFarlane's, it's other toys. People bash Mescos, people bash NECAs, they'll bash everything. Oh, why did they do that? Well, I mean, you're not them. They didn't want to do it because they don't have to do it. Who cares? So I mean, I'm just living in the moment, man. I'm just living in a moment.
Pour
Danny,
my time, family.
Yeah, family. But Danny, like when I was like, toys, but like really, it's me. So it's like, toys. Like that's really it.
Honestly,
Still, I do love him, and I've sold
so many toys. I've gotten rid of so many toys, and like I've had people ask me, I was like, it doesn't bother you to have to get rid of them? I was like, hell no. I'm using it to buy more, so it really doesn't bother me. But it's like, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, Chewy, as a guy that has about, we're closing in on 7 to 10 versions of action figures that I could pass off as myself.
Oh, the Yimboverse. yes.
The
Yimboverse.
So like,
there's so many.
Chewy abs. This is a very, very valid frustration be mad about that one. That's annoying.
That's right. I get him and I get Wong. What the fuck?
I don't get. I think the one that I got that was the closest to me was what's the ship guy? He's like the sailor in the G.I. Joe's line. What's his name?
Oh, Yimbo?
Shipwreck.
It's Yimbo.
Yimwreck?
No, but can't you like take the hair off and he's bald?
Oh yeah.
I think Toyo did this thing where he like took the thing off and put sunglasses on and put a black t-shirt. I was like, hey, look, Toy Addict, it's you. I'm like, oh shit, I got a toy now. I'm like, maybe that needs to be the thing. We need to like start a Kickstarter and make toys of ourselves. After Laser Man, after the Laser Man line, after that line, right? We could be the civilians. But really nothing. I really don't have much that frustrates me because again, I just go with the flow, man. I see things, I'm like, all right, whatever. The only thing that would ever frustrate me is if my friends are frustrated. Because I always like to like pick up, like when and my friends are mad.
He's Zach Galifianakis. He's Zach Galifianakis in the Hangover, where like I'm pissed off, yelling about something, and Danny's just over there with his hands on his hips, going, "Dang it, dang it."
But really nothing. So, Toy Father, what's pissing you off, buddy?
I wouldn't. Well,
hey,
like I'm kind of.
Hey
like,
man, what's pissing you off?
Hey man, like I agree with no chewing. I mean, I think we both are in kind of the same view of like representation in toys. I would say my favorite is Toy Spider-Man, and he doesn't have an Asian face; he just has Spider-Man. but hey, representation right there. You know what I'm saying? But in the past, I feel like I've gone through this transformation of like when I started this, most of us here started this when we were in the pandemic, and I saw like people were taking pictures of toys. I was an inbox collector, so I started taking them out of the box. And I know Danny, you feel my pain, like taking them out of the box. You're like, holy shit! Like, and then we started taking pictures. Then I got diodes, and then it turned into this thing that I wasn't really expecting, and I really loved doing photography. I haven't taken a photo in like a year or 6 months, and it's really just been about concentrating on some other goals of mine, which involve friends that I've made. And I really enjoy setting those goals and making those achievements with friends, and using my IG as kind of a place to kind of celebrate that and all of that. What really makes me sad, and like I wouldn't say pisses me off, but makes me sad and frustrated, is the toxicity of some of the community, where whether it's a HasLab, whether it's McFarlane, they take all their time and energy to just tear it down.
Yeah.
And it makes me really sad because you can take all that time and energy and do what we're doing to build something up and have fun with it with your friends and genuinely just every night look forward to hanging out with your friends. And yes, like there are days like where I'm like, I don't know if I can do it, guys. Like, today I'm not feeling it, like all that. And then there are days where I'm like, I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah.
So I wish more people would concentrate on that positive.
Yeah.
Because when we first started out TPC, the first thing we said, like, what is our vision? And No Chewing and Yimbo were like, we got to keep it positive. And we stay true to that. And that's what keeps us going forward. And it just makes me sad when I see the community turn that way, when I feel like the people who are in those communities would feel so much better if they were like so much more positive.
Yeah, I agree. That's a valid reason. And you just opened old wounds because you mentioned HasLab. And I'm very bitter. And Jimbo could contest to this. I'm super bitter that we never got that Ghost Rider car.
Yeah.
Because I saw that.
He's not going to let it go.
I'm never going to let that go.
No, everyone watching this right now, please stay. Please stay. We have a message.
But people wanted the giant man to fail. And I could not understand why you would want some. Even it goes back to the Marvels, like the new Marvels movie. Like, why do you want something like that to fail? Like, people put their time into it to have fun with it. If that fails, I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot less MCU movies. Like, so do you want that?
What's funny is No Chewing and I were talking about the Marvels movie, and I was like, people are mad that there's 3 women. That's what people are mad about. What is this fucking pre-prohibition? Like, what are we? Why are we mad about this?
It's showing more than a tasteful ankle.
Let's be mad that the writing sucks rather than I mean, I haven't watched it yet. I don't know for this, but for other like
on
MCU
paper
projects,
people
like
should be excited.
Why are we upset about 3 women leading? I'd prefer to watch every movie. Every movie I ever watched, I wish there was 3 women leads in it. To be completely honest,
I mean, people were.
He's got to settle for me.
People are mad at the end game when it was like the A-Force, like when it was all the women.
Yeah,
like, people were mad at that.
And that's so silly.
I'm like, come on, it was just
30 seconds. Come on.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they were mad. There were people really mad about that scene.
Yes.
Oh yeah. People were mad.
That was probably one of my favorite scenes. I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, if I was Thanos right now, I'd be like,
I surrender.
Suck. Why don't you and your 5 friends come on up to my ship?
Gamora, get the champagne. Get the space champagne.
I mean, tonight is like a great example of spreading the positivity, setting our goals, and look at this. Like, all 5 of us are right here right now, and we're having a lot of fun. And it's because that we want to just talk about things, and yes, we brought up the what is pissing you off, but at the same time, like, we're having fun with it, and we're actually
there's so much to be happy about in the community in general. Overall, there's so much to be happy about. I'm gonna go off cuff here. I'm not gonna go with
should I mute you?
Something in the toy community that's pissing me off. I'm gonna say the thing that is pissing me off right now is everybody who has. I watched a cinematic masterpiece this weekend.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
And everybody that has complained about this movie, I hope that your yams are dry. I hope that your mashed potatoes are runny. I hope that your green bean casserole is overdone. I hope that your fried onions are like brick.
Hate.
If you watched the Blue Beetle and you said it was bad, I hope that you choke on your dry ass turkey, not to death.
was
I don't want you to choke to death, but I want you to take a bite into your turkey, and like
Dude, I
you
know
have
where
to
you're
get
going
a.
with this.
I felt accepted watching that movie. Like when I saw it, I like no chewing. I was like, finally, we get a beetle. We get somebody.
If you
know
did
who
not
stole the
like the
show for
Blue
that
Beetle,
movie?
if
The
you don't like the
sister.
Blue Beetle movie, I hope that your Thanksgiving is going terrible for you right now. I really do.
I enjoyed that
That
movie.
movie was amazing.
It
It
was
was
fantastic.
everything you could ask for in a Jaime Reyes. Anybody saying that it's not a good Blue Beetle, read a fucking book. Go back and pick up a Blue Beetle book with Jaime Reyes. That's what you're getting right here. So
Oh, yeah,
shame
I was-
on you for saying it's bad.
I fell in love with him during the New 52.
Yeah.
That was like my last point, but I was reading everything. I was
Young
like,
Justice.
it's all new. Like I was hooked on that. Like, hey, DC, we're gonna hit a reset button. I was like, okay, yes, please.
I hope to God they carry, because they were saying that he was supposed to be Blue Beetle was going to be one of the new movies or new characters moving forward.
He should be
in James Gunn's new universe, and they were like, I don't know, we're going to kind of play it by hand. But now they're saying if it does well, we're going to carry him over, and I hope to God they carry him over into the new DCU, because
I think
that
they
movie was
will.
amazing. And
I
if you
think they
don't
will.
agree with me, then I hope that you use the wrong silverware. I hope that you're trying to eat your turkey leg, and
With a freaking
I hope that
ladle.
I hope you bite into. You're gonna get that good piece. You think you're getting a good bite of turkey off your turkey leg, and I hope it's cartilage. That's what I hope you get.
I hope you get the neck.
Oh my goodness. Well, with things, and thank you guys for sharing, because I know you guys are not used to expressing on TPC. You guys are always talking about what makes you happy, but it's also good for people to see what frustrates you. And as you can see, a bunch of different things frustrate us, because we're all human. We're all dads. We're all husbands, or we're all whatever. But like, perfect segue. So, what fatherly advice? Because you're the Toy Daddies. What fatherly advice would you give the toy community? What would be a piece of advice as the Toy Daddies that you would give us, the toy community children?
This is just a general one that I always
Mhm.
bring up. I think I bring up like every month, or
Mhm.
at least every quarter, I guess. It's just the awareness of mental health. It's the
Mhm.
holiday season. Things can be stressful. I'm already stressed
Mhm.
out. We haven't reached Thanksgiving yet. I'm stressed. I'm certain, as Danny, you said, there's people in worse situations than myself. And
Mhm.
when I think about mental health and the awareness of it and the acknowledgement that just be kind to yourself. These are stressful times. You're going through these things. Your emotions
I'm just
are real.
realizing that I told people to choke on their turkey as you're saying this. There might be something wrong with me.
I mean, it may be polarizing, whatever. But honestly, be kind. If you are in some sort of situation like that, seek help, seek a conversation, talk it out. You're not alone. I always think of that, one of the strongest, most memorable moments of those X-Men films with Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman. And Patrick Stewart is showing like all the mutants in the world, and Wolverine's just staring out because he's lived his life basically alone. And he says, you're not as alone as you think you are. So that's always the message I always like to convey, the example I like to push out there. You're not as alone as you think you are.
Awesome, man. Thank you,
said.
Drew. Well said.
Yes, absolutely.
Toy Father,
Um,
Toy Daddy advice for the toy community.
I would say kind of like along the lines of what I was just talking about, what it makes me sad in the toy community is life is short. Don't waste your time on the negative. Enjoy the moment right now and be positive and spread your kindness to anyone, because you don't know how that kindness is going to affect someone. As cheesy as that sounds, like I learned that this week.
Thank you. Thank you, Poppy.
No matter what you're going through, you never know what somebody else is going through. So like,
No,
if
absolutely.
you think you got it rough, always a kind word is always even just to look at Danny and say, You got a dump truck you're working with there.
Compliment. Hey, I felt
You never
that.
know what that means. You never
Hey,
know
man,
what that
stop
means.
it.
to someone.
Hey man, stop it, Esteban.
Hey, man.
I mean, even to that point, like, I think about like getting started and like any of this toy stuff. Like, it was probably like 6 months in or so, and
Mhm.
I was talking to Chris about the Sentinel. He didn't really know me,
Mm.
but he was just like, he's like, you should open it. I'll do it with you. Like, that level of kindness led to all this, which
Yeah.
is, you know, a good memory.
Yep.
Mhm.
I love you, buddy.
Yimbo.
I don't say that back, but yeah.
Yimbo.
What?
Advice-
What? You don't say you love. You won't say I love
I'd
you
say
back.
it to them when I'm drunk.
He says he's like Patrick Swayze. He says ditto. He doesn't say I love you back.
Ditto.
He says ditto.
I'm
or he goes right back at you.
No, I do the Han Solo. I know.
Oh.
It's
Yimbo.
cool.
Yimbo. Toy Daddy advice, Yimbo, for the toy community.
All right, so we spoke to a lot of emotional stuff, so I'm gonna keep it to the creator aspect. I'll keep
There you
it on
go.
the lighter side.
There you
So,
go.
for those of you watching, my advice would be that if you are somebody that is taking toy photos, if you are making art of any kind whatsoever, you are in a very small percentage of people who actually will follow through on just an idea or a concept. And Danny, I feel like you've said something similar at some, like, I feel like you're gonna like this is gonna resonate with you, but it's so again, this might be from you, and I'm just now this is a seed you had planted months ago.
Okay.
But the bottom line is, if you are somebody that's putting their work out there, you're somebody's favorite artist, you're somebody's favorite creator, and then even more importantly, you're someone's favorite human being. And just remember that, because and then again, then think of the favorite people in your life and let them know. And that's what we do. And this is why we probably compliment each other far too often, but whatever, man, like that's, it feels good to hear and give and receive compliments. And I love you guys. And again, you know, damn it,
Absolutely.
it's a nice thing. So
I love how you said that, Yimbo. We probably compliment each other too much, and I think you are the king of complimenting people.
Yeah.
But it's so wonderful to hear, like, but whatever. We need to hear it, right?
We don't say it enough to each other. I'm saying as human
Exactly.
beings, we don't share enough of that.
That's true. That's true.
You know, like
we should hear it.
And I could never think of something that nice to say, Yimbo. So that definitely is all yours. Could never think of anything like that. I was trying to think. I was like, should I take credit for that?
You should hear this. You should hear this man on the phone. He does not ever have anything that nice to say.
No, Danny, you definitely gave that concept that you just reminding people that like you're someone's favorite. You know, like you just that. You know, treating yourself well. You know, keep treating yourself.
One of the things that I will always stand for, and I'm like, I'm telling you, it should be like it's in me, and like it's always been my quote. And I've said this many times. I said this even the first time that I was ever on a show, and I've said this everywhere. Is that I rather be the guy known for being the most supportive than to be the guy with the best photos. I'd rather be that other guy. I don't want people to know me and say, hey, that's Toy Addict, that's Danny, because I have good photos. I want them to say, hey, that's Toy Addict. I had a great conversation with him. Oh, yeah, he reached out to me and did this. Oh, me and him were laughing and we're joking. And it kind of, that's like me and Unworthy kind of met each other, right? Because he was at a store and
I was
going through
with him.
He was going through, I was going through some stuff at one time, and then he like took a photo of like a Hellraiser figure, a NECA figure. He's like, hey, I saw this at the store and I thought of you. I hope everything's okay. And I'm like, this guy must think I'm some cheap chick, but I'm not.
It worked.
It sure enough did. But but I agree with all of you guys. Like there's so many things that, with the mental health, with just being being someone's, being positive and just, knowing that you're making an impact and you're inspiring somebody because there are times where I've gotten that. I'm like, inspired. Like I'm not trying to inspire you. I'm just being who I am. But sometimes that's what it is. You inspire somebody by the simple, like, either whether it's a photo or whether it's just something that you say, or even just a simple like, hey, how you doing? I just wanted to check in on you. Hey, hope everything's okay with you. I hope everything's all right. If you need me, I'm around. Like little things like that, because again, you never know. That all blends in really well. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Now I feel really good. I know you had a pun contest supposed to happen, right? You're supposed to do like a pun off.
I didn't get to give my fatherly advice. I'm a father.
Well, go ahead. I would love to hear your fatherly advice, sir.
My fatherly advice for everybody in the toy community, and whether that's photography, unboxing, reviewing, if this ever gets to feeling like you are not having fun and you're just doing it out of habit, and you're doing it out of if you feel you're doing it out of necessity, don't. Yeah. I'm sure as the five of us are sitting here, we can all agree that there's times that we are trying to do a picture and it starts to feel like we're annoyed or it's not working out. Just stop then. Just don't. That picture can wait. Do something different. Take a figure out of a box and just throw him on your counter. See how he lands. And if it's starting to feel like it's a job and you're not having fun, reassess what your expectations are out of all of this, because you're expecting to get paid or get likes, or if the likes and the follows and the shares, if that's the most important thing to you, then you need to get an agent, because that shit that doesn't just happen. Just doesn't happen. So don't forget that you're doing this for fun. Right. Always have fun. Always stay true to yourself. And also, any chance that you get to get a hug from Yimbo, take it.
You take it. Even if he just gave you one. Take it again.
And
just put the camera down, go get a hug.
When he comes in for a hug, don't let go. He won't feel you'll feel more awkward than he will. So just
I will hug until I feel the other person pull away. I'm not gonna be the first one to let go.
I do that too.
Yep, but we're done. We're done here, Yimbo.
Yimbo's he's like hugging back. He's like,
I have nowhere to be. If I'm gonna hug, that's it, man. That's
sometimes take hold.
Yeah, right. That's I'm glad you said that too. And also too, don't go based on everybody's expectations of what you're supposed to do. Like that's your whatever page you have, that is your page. Whatever style you have, that is your style. Find your own way. You don't have to be like everybody. You could get inspired by people and people's photos. People's photos could inspire you, but find your own way, because I'm telling you, you're gonna like it better. You're gonna like it way better.
Yeah.
You know, in my job, you know, I went to school with a lot of people that have become fairly successful. I happen to not necessarily be one of those people, but one of the things that, the advice that I always take to heart is I define that only you can define success for yourself.
Absolutely.
And that includes this hobby. You define what that is. You know, no one else can do that for you, and no one else should do that for you. Because when you define your own success, you can find the happiness in it for your own well-being.
It was The Amazing who said comparison is the theft of creativity. And it's so true. And that's exactly what, like, you know, I think everyone's saying here. So
absolutely,
you make your own goals.
Don't worry about being the next. And I say this with all due respect to all four of you gentlemen here. Don't try to be the next Toy Addict. Don't try to be the next Yimbo. Don't try to be the next Toy Father. Don't try to be the next No Chewing. Don't try to be the next Unworthy. Be the next you. Be the first you.
Yeah.
Be the first you. Have as much fun as you possibly can. Be as supportive as you possibly can. And this is probably, as we'll find out, Danny, in the chat on Thursday, this is probably where everybody's heads are going to start exploding, because they're going to say, Unworthy is being positive. And
this is quite the departure from the normal content.
Yeah.
It's
don't worry.
We polluted your stream,
It's
guys.
Thanksgiving.
No.
It's Thanksgiving.
Drink that
No,
gravy.
it's
people.
Thanksgiving.
Don't-
It's Thanksgiving.
Drink your gravy.
Don't worry about being us. Be you. That's all. That's all.
Drink your gravy.
Drink your
Damn,
gravy.
I'm gonna use that on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna call my ex-wife and say, "Hey, drink your gravy." No, I'm not gonna
Drink
do
your
that.
That's the next Unworthy. It's the next UC collab. Drink your gravy.
Yeah.
Drink
What does
your
that
gravy.
mean? No idea.
Dump it right over you.
So you had a pun contest or
Hold
pun
on,
off.
before we start that, I'm sorry. I've been looking at my phone because I was following the story. There was this actress. What was her name? She actually murdered someone. Reese. Man, what was her name?
Please don't
Reese.
say Witherspoon.
With it? No, it was with a knife.
Oh.
Yo,
Was that good,
okay.
guys?
I'm
Yeah,
so
it was
happy I
good.
helped.
You almost had me. I was
I'm
gonna
so
say
happy I
Witherspoon.
helped.
You had me. Oh shit.
that good?
You almost had. Yeah, it was good.
All right. So let's start
That
this
was good.
fun up.
All right, that was a good segue. Okay.
Nice.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm prepared for this pun off because I didn't really sleep well last night. I kept having this dream that I was a bicycle, and I woke up too tired.
That was good. You know, I was looking at like the rest of the time that we have for this year, and I was starting to be afraid of the calendar because I felt my days were outnumbered. No?
See, I thought we were bringing dad jokes about Thanksgiving, but see, the problem was there. I just quit doing that cold turkey.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, by the way, why do cranberries get red? Why are they red on Thanksgiving?
Why?
Why?
Because they saw the turkey dressing.
Ooh.
You know, I was counting the letters in the alphabet, and I only know 25 of the letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
What? Okay. Well,
You know, why are turkeys so good to have in a band?
Why?
Because they bring their own drumsticks.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I've said that one before.
The difference between a numerator and a denominator is a short line. Only a fraction of people will understand this.
Math,
Like humor.
math puns. That's where we're going
math
straight away to
puns.
math.
Way to reinforce the stereotype, no chewing.
Screw up.
Hey, what do ghosts find when they pick their nose? Boogers. That's not Thanksgiving.
That's good. That's good. My wife said that I should do lunges to stay in shape. I thought that would be a big step forward.
You know, my wife actually, she just asked me if I was going to stop making Jordan Peele references. I said nope.
Wow, that's good.
That's actually really good.
Danny, you haven't had any yet.
I have none. I really don't have any. I don't. I'm just enjoying you guys saying them.
I like that too, Tyler.
What do you call a bundle of hay in a church? Christian Bale. That was for you, Unworthy.
Oh my god. I had somebody actually, on a serious note, I had somebody break into my house, and they stole my limbo stick. How low can you go? Shout out to Cobra Dad for that one.
What do you call a factor that makes okay products?
What?
A satisfactory.
Nice. What is a guitar player's favorite foods?
What?
Stromboli. I like food puns.
I gotta write that one down.
I'm writing all of them down next so we can have the next one. I'm just stealing everybody's.
What did zero?
My wife, my
Okay, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
What did 0 say to 8?
Nice belt.
What?
There you go.
Sorry, I shouldn't have stole it. I'm sorry.
No, it was good. No. If you know it, you should say it.
My wife and I, we were laying in bed last night and we watched 3 movies back to back. I don't know what any of them were. I wasn't the one facing the TV.
For that. Those are good. That's a good one. Did you look all these up?
You know what? Honestly, my daughter gives me a lot of them. She's like, "This sounds like something you would say."
Oh yeah, my kids have daily jokes as well on the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
I think the only joke I would ever say to my kids, like maybe to my son, just to piss him off, he'll be like, "Hey, Dad, what are you doing?" I said, "Your mom."
Nice. That's a great pun.
Classic.
Great pun.
Solid bird.
Great pun.
Screw you, son.
What a fun.
Your kids aren't always the smartest. Like you gotta realize that your kids aren't always the smartest. Because my son, my oldest son, he said, "Dad, what's the fastest drink you can have?" And I said, "Milk. It's pasteurized before you even see it."
Damn, that's so good.
That was really good.
So I have these trees outside in my yard. I don't trust them. They seem too shady.
How does cereal pay for its bills?
How?
With checks. So bad.
These haven't gotten any better, guys.
No.
That's what I'm trying to pull from the memory index. I'm like, I'm running out.
What do you call a nosy pepper?
What?
Oh no, sorry.
Jalapeno.
Yeah. Hold on. What does a nosy pepper do?
What?
It gets jalapeno business.
Nice.
You know, my daughter used to get real mad. You know, we're toy people. My daughter used to get real mad about the girl toys that they would have, and she used to always be like, "Dad, how come there's not a pregnant Barbie?" I used to always tell her it's because Ken came in a different box.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Oh man, you're just hitting home runs now.
This guy has them. He has them.
My cousin called me today, and he was all pissed off because he was driving through a construction site and he ran over a Phillips head. I said, "Whatever you do, don't screw with it."
This one's for you, Unworthy. I just found out I'm colorblind. The news came out of the purple.
I got a list of things to do today at work. My boss gave me a list, and he got mad. He's like, "Why did you only do numbers 1, 2, or 1, 3, and 5?" I said, "Hey man, what can I say? I only do odd jobs."
Did you guys hear about that chocolate record player?
No.
Sounds pretty sweet.
Which days are the strongest? Saturday and Sunday. The rest are weekdays.
Wait, what was the chocolate one again?
Have you heard about the chocolate record player? It sounds pretty sweet.
I gotta say that one to my daughter. She hates these, by the way. My daughter, I start reading these off to her, and she's just like,
I I cheated. I looked one up. It says I have a. It says I have a joke about pizza, but it's too cheesy.
That's a good one.
No. Well, I got a thinker for you, Danny. What's the difference between a fish, a piano, and a tub of glue?
What?
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. You're not gonna ask me about the glue. You're missing the whole fucking point of the joke.
I'm sorry, I'm Latino. I don't do these.
Let me say it again.
Yes,
you
here we go.
can tune a piano,
Yeah.
but you can't tune a fish.
Right.
What about the glue?
I knew you'd get stuck on that.
Nice.
Do you guys want to hear? Do you guys want to hear a joke that I just found on the internet?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still downloading.
What did the ocean say to the beach?
Nothing, it waved.
Are you sure? Do you see what I did there?
Good.
Here's a good one.
Yeah, that was good.
It says,
So good.
it says, why won't Apple start making cars?
Why?
They wouldn't support Windows. That was, wow.
That was good.
I like that one.
That's
I like
good,
that
that's
one.
good.
Oh, jeez.
What's the best thing about Switzerland?
Their cheese.
I don't know, but the flag is a big plus.
Did you hear about the chameleon that couldn't change colors?
No.
It had a reptile dysfunction.
That's pretty good.
Just so everyone knows, one of these guys in this right now is a compulsive liar, but I don't believe him.
Speaking of liars, my cousin, my brother, my little brother, he got fired. He used to work for the road company making roads. They kept saying he was stealing, and he's like, I didn't do it. The signs were all there.
Did you hear the rumor about the butter? I'm not going to spread it.
Whackity schmackity doo.
Sat me right up. Did you hear about the fire at the wig factory?
Gosh, I think I know this one.
They're still combing through all the evidence.
If a pig loses its voice, does it become disgruntled?
Write that down. You know what's funny is I'll write all these down in my notes, and I'll be like, chocolate record player and disgruntled pig. And tomorrow I'll go to tell my daughter, and I'll be like, I don't even remember what it is.
This is a good one. It says, once I was kidnapped by mimes. They did unspeakable things to me.
Oh, that's a perfect one for you.
That's really good. That's really good.
One thing I meant to ask you, Yimbo, is where do you get your haircut?
Sports Clips, or I for a little stretch I was having someone like one of my old students like moms cut my hair, who's a hairdresser, but recently it's just been Sports Clips. That's just been whenever I get time.
Is it expensive? Because I used to get my hair cut by a
this was
pirate.
Damn it, this is a setup.
Yeah. I was waiting.
Sorry. Yeah, go to Sports Clips. Why do you ask, Unworthy?
I used to get my hair cut by a pirate. It was pretty cheap. Not good, but it was pretty cheap. Only cost $1 an ear.
Your boy had the whole thing. It was like, I used to go to this place. He had the whole thing. It's like, God damn it, it's a setup.
man.
I was being patient. I was hearing
Yeah,
them
you're
out.
let it happen
was
too.
on
I know. I know.
Oh man.
Nobody knows to hear about this.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh god, that was good.
All right. Well, in all seriousness, then I think we've all proved that we're pretty good at dad puns, and
Except me.
I I think we can move on to the segment of our show where we do plugs. Does anybody have any plugs? Toy Daddies, you guys got your show on Wednesdays. Do you have anything else to plug?
Well, to speak about the Wednesday, just to remind everyone, this Wednesday will be a 1 year anniversary. We're doing a massive, big crossover with the boys from Between Two Sentinels, Jay Shot and Machi Toy. And as part of that, we have a special mystery guest that you only find out if you come join the show. It will be a great time. I think
But this is coming out after it.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
it's
yeah,
coming
yeah.
out after.
Hey,
So
how about
everybody that's
how about
watching
you
this
watch-
live on Thursday, spoiler alert, it wasn't me.
How about y'all just watch the replay? Thank you so much. Happy Turkey Day.
There you go. There you go. All right. So yes, we have the Toy Pick Community Top 10 on Wednesdays. Go check out the Toy Pick Community channel over on YouTube, where you get to see 3 of us talk about everyone else's toy photography, which we love. Again, it's rejuvenating. Like I said, this whole year has gone by very quickly in the scope of streaming, where I'm like, holy crap, it's been a year. Like, that's been nuts, because again, it never feels like work. I'm just hanging out with my buddies and we have such a great time with everybody. And so yes. And then Toy Talk Monday nights, again, don't forget to check out Toy Talk. And then Yimbo reviews everything. Those are the big 3 out of us to go like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and
Follow,
we took
share, support.
Yeah, we took a little break on Toy Talk, but we're going to come back this Monday and talk about reindeer games. Unworthy.
Awesome. Christmas specials. Nice.
I've been waiting to talk about this movie.
Yes, I know you've been waiting. You've been waiting patiently. So
I've been very patient. Danny, any plugs?
Just 2. If you are in need of watching any toy related content or any like shows or naughty ones like Unworthy Addiction, you could look them up on our link tree. TPC is on our link tree, Toy Talk, and all these other great shows, Behind the Plastic, all these other shows that are on. You go look them up on our link tree if you're in need for that. Anything whether it has to do with dial making, toy reviews, toy photography features, and all that stuff. All that great stuff is up there. Also, stores like such as Chubsy Wubsy store. Just go check out his store. Awesome store. Awesome couple. Him and Mrs. Wubsy's. Go check them out. And last but not least, check out the replay of last week's episode with Jamie Bear Fancy Pants. She was an amazing guest. Awesome cosplayer. We learned so much about cosplaying. I'm pumped for New York Comic Con. I think I'm cosplaying. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Tease about which one? Which costume?
I think I want to do the Frankenfurter since I couldn't do it for Halloween.
Hey,
I'm going with him, and I'm going to be Rocky.
He's
all right. If I go, I will do something.
So
with you guys,
yes. Definitely check her out.
Yes.
So definitely check her page out. Go give her a follow. She was amazing. And also to anybody watching the replay, whether you're a dial maker, musician, wrestler, cosplayer, you make your own toys, you want to jump on the show and come tell your story and just come hang out with me and Unworthy, please do so. Come on, this is the new home for all hobbies, not just one hobby, all hobbies. So we welcome you, and come on, we want to hear your story.
Definitely.
So
absolutely.
Unworthy, you have anything?
Yeah, we got a couple things we'll run through real quick here. 2 weeks ago we had The Real Bill on, and we teased this upcoming giveaway collab going on. This is the AWA _ Bill's Revenge. And this is our main man, our punching bag of the toy photography community. Bill, the real Bill. He's got to be winning. He's got to be getting the lady. He's got to be doing the killing for once. So hashtag AWA _ Bill's Revenge, and you have a chance to win some giveaways. And this is with Diggs Figs actually supplied the figures to be given away.
Oh, that's
for this.
awesome.
And it's
That's
going
cool.
to be, let me just check my thing. I didn't add it on here. This is going to be the week of December 4th through the 3rd through the 9th. So
Oh,
2
cool.
weeks. Actually, anytime between now and December 9th, really. Use the hashtag AWA _Bill's Revenge. Bill winning, Bill getting the lady, shoving a unworthy AF sign up Cobra Commander's ass, whatever you want to be doing. And also this next Monday, we got the Masters class returning with Danger Room, Toy Photography, and Collector 425 doing close-ups. So don't miss that. I was going to put a No Justice plug up, but I just remembered that the time this comes out, No Justice will be posting as well, so I don't need to do that. But it's Black Lanterns for anybody, or Blackest Night, anybody that's not doing it that's currently in this room. If you got any Green Lantern villains. And then the last thing I want to plug really quick is a very unworthy collabmas coming up, and it's going to be December 1st through December 25th. And this was a long time coming. I'm going to be doing 25 collabs from December 1st through December 25th with all the people who I have not been able to do a collab with. Anybody who I've not done a solo collab with, I should say. We're going to do 25 collabs from December 1st through December 25th.
Really?
I've got, it's going down.
Good job. Good job.
I have got them all lined up already. I have got some pretty impressive people that I'm going to be doing some collabs with. Not limited to not just a pretty face. Toy Father and I, we have not done a solo collab together. We're going to work together. We're going to do a collab.
Bring me out of retirement.
I mean, I got like Not a Bird, Not a Plane. I've got Salvage Cargo. I have got EC Toy Picks, Copper State Bricks. I have got all of these people lined up from December 1st to December 25th, and I cannot wait for this. I've got a whole advent calendar that I'm going to be posting for everybody to unwrap each day and see all these collabs.
That's cool.
I'm going to be putting.
That's awesome, man.
I can't wait for it.
Great idea.
Exciting.
Yeah, keep your eyes open for that.
That's
awesome. I think that's the last plug.
Well, can I just do one more shout out?
Yeah, go right ahead.
I want to do shout out to my fingers because I can always count on them. Man.
Well,
perfect.
Well, listen, thank you guys so much. First off, Toy Daddies, we thank you guys so much for coming on with us. This was such a blast.
Absolutely.
It feels weird to be on the receiving end and be the guy that's kind of like not interviewing, but like kind of just talking more because I'm so used to like the opposite thing. But again, like I said in the beginning, you guys are awesome. Your energy, your positivity, it spreads and it spreads in a positive way where, again, there's times where I'm having a shitty day and I know I could easily watch you guys doing something and it'll take my mind off of whatever it is. But also, too, you guys are overall great people, great supporters, and just all around great fathers, too, by the way. Like, you guys don't know, these are great dads. So thank you guys so much. And again, for everybody that's watching this on Thursday or watching the replay, thank you for joining us. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe, please do so. Follow these guys. Go give a follow. Go give these guys. Go subscribe
and
to their
go
channels.
to the Toy Pick community page. Follow.
Yes,
and subscribe.
Follow them. Well. Follow everybody that's affiliated with TPC. Follow everybody that's in the chats in TPC. Follow everybody. Just love everyone. Be positive. Be nice. Don't be dicks.
Yes. And if you're watching this on Thursday, then just know next Thursday we have Not a Bird, Not a Plane, Photography, Sequential Plastic, and TMNT. The boys from Behind the Plastic, they're all going to be on next Thursday.
Nice.
For Behind the Plastic. Something to get behind. So be sure to tune in for that too.
We're excited for that. We got some great guests coming up. We already have a couple of people we've talked to and a couple of people that we're going to talk to. So big things happening. So definitely come join us and come hang out with us. And always, as always, bulk load of shenanigans. Always. So we always like to end the show with a quote of the night. So do any of you guys have a quote, or do you each of you have a quote of the night? Quote of the night. Any quote that you've learned or you've read, or it's something that you always say. Doesn't matter. Could be silly.
Can be anything.
I already referenced the quote that rings in my head. You're not as alone as you think.
Okay.
One of my favorite quotes of all time is it's just, people will never remember what you said. People will never remember what you did, but they will remember how you made them feel. So I believe that's credited to Maya Angelou, but it might not. There's also this, whatever. But that's just a wonderful, because it's true. It's true.
It is. Yeah. Chris, anything?
Hey guys, just remember.
Hey guys, with great power comes great responsibility. You.
Hey man.
You.
I was gonna say, hey guys, we're just not pretty faces. We're more than just pretty faces.
We're good with that. All right. Well, thank you guys. And with that being said, as always,
good night, beautiful.
Thank you for tuning in.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Click that notification bell
for more content.